How to get the exotic bug egg and grow a garden. Step 1. Click on the settings icon in the top left. Step 2. Scroll down to where it says Enter Code. Step 3. Enter the code LUNARGLOW10. Boom, you just got an exotic bug egg and 3 basic seed packs. Use LUNARGLOW10 before it expires. Like and follow for more secrets.
I can't believe I got this pet on my first try. I was playing Grow a Garden and got 2 night eggs. So I placed them in my garden, waited 5 hours and came back. When I opened them, I got this night owl. So I placed him down. He immediately started flying everywhere. His name was Luma. There's only a 4% chance to get it. Oh, and he looks even cooler at nighttime. I finally got the cacao tree in Grow a Garden. The shop refreshed, so I went to check it out.
I'll bet they won't have... Wow, they have it!
So I grabbed it, put down the master sprinkler, and planted the seed. Before I knew it, it was fully grown. I planted some mushrooms too. And check out these giant coconuts. Ended up with 2 rainbow cacao fruits. This one is worth 7 million. Is this the most expensive carrot in Grow a Garden? Carrots are the cheapest crop in the game. Normally, they sell for just 20 cents, but I made one worth over $100,000. Here's how. First, I needed a rainbow carrot. I bought a ton of carrot seeds and waited for a master sprinkler. Then I grew all of them. I finally got a rainbow carrot, but my rabbit ate it, so I had to regrow it. Next, I needed mutators, so I waited for it to get wet, chilled, and moonlit. The last thing I needed was a thunderstorm. It's the rarest weather in the game, only happening once every 3 hours. But eventually, this happened. It took me way too long, but this carrot looks insane. And here's the final value.
Okay, I was just trying to grow a normal garden when the dev hit me with a random thunderstorm and a blood moon at the same time.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
I thought I was done, but instead, my fruits went nuclear. I harvested a freaking mushroom worth $60 million. Turns out apocalyptic gardening is kinda OP. This was the most expensive, and this was the coolest. What do you think? I finally got a beanstalk and Grow a Garden, but it wasn't worth much, so I had to upgrade it.
Nope. Nope.
Shocked it, made it celestial, even froze it. The final value was around 7 million. Yeah, still not good enough. Next time, I'm gonna have to use the sprinkler method. I thought my golden lab would fetch me some super rare seeds and Grow a Garden, but nope, just more carrot seeds, again.
Are you serious, my brother?
So I fed him an OP fruit for good luck. An orange tulip? All right, let's see how much this beauty is worth.
Oh my god, bro.
Today's the last day of the Lunar Glow event, and I still don't have the moon blossom. I'm emptying my pockets. I don't care what it costs. Just give me the moon blossom. 10 packs, nothing. Another 10, nope. 20 more, zilch. 30 more, still nothing. I was down to my last Robux. My soul hurt. I couldn't spend more. But wait, what's this? A master sprinkler? Randomly in the shop? 2 packs later, I got it. The moon blossom. Look at this beauty. And somehow, this tiny fruit with 0 mutators is worth 100,000. I'm gonna be rich. This is day 1 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. I started the day off with 4 billion shekels. I quickly expanded my garden, which left me with 3.5 billion. Luckily, I used the sprinkler method yesterday, and combined with the event today, I got some insane fruits. Harvesting brought in 2 billion each time, and that's while saving the juicy ones. Honestly, if it's under 100 million, I don't even blink anymore. And that's the final harvest. Next, I cleared out my backpack, added 7.2 billion more, ending day 1 at 19.8 billion shekels. The best fruit I got today was this beanstalk worth 2.2 billion, and this moon melon worth 1.1 billion was my favorite. This is just the beginning. Hit subscribe so you don't miss day 2. See you tomorrow. This is day 2 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. I started by harvesting everything, and yeah, I was not impressed. Time to clean house. Early game plants? Gone. Replaced with the more valuable stuff, used up my seed stash, and was able to grab 2 beanstalks and a pepper seed from the shop. All done. Back to the sprinkler method, and now each harvest, big money. We're back in the billions. Got 2 seed packs from the Twilight shop, but my luck is still trash. Also, goodbye glow shrooms. Only thing worse is nightshade. I went through my backpack again and scraped together another 2 billion shekels. Ending day 2 with 23.9 billion shekels. Not bad. The most expensive fruit I got today was this moon glow. 470 million. I want to get way more money tomorrow, so I'm running sprinklers than AF King overnight. Got tips? Drop them in the comments. I'll pick a few comments and feature them in the next video. We've still got a long way to go in this journey, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. See you guys tomorrow. Day 3 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. First, this player asked me for a fruit, so I gave her this golden star fruit worth 1 billion. I dropped 800 million on the Twilight shop, but no worries, the sprinklers had worked magic. I came back to golden beanstalks, peppers, and even a rainbow beanstalk next to my lightning rod. I also expanded again. All I needed was a thunderstorm. In the meantime, I planted these mushrooms. This restock was super OP. And look at that, a second rainbow beanstalk. Then the garden gods turned on me. 1 thunderstorm and only 1 shocked peach. Pain. Desperate, I ran 700 bamboo seeds. Scored a rainbow bamboo and a giant gold stick. Cool, but still no more storms. So I harvested most of the fruits. Kept the really OP ones like rainbow and gold beanstalks, moonflowers, and shrooms. 1 test harvest, 6 million. These are gonna print money. Sold a golden star fruit and rainbow moonflower for about 400 million. Ended the day at 27 billion shekels. My top fruit was a moon glow worth 380 million. And this giant mango was awesome, though it wasn't worth much. Also, shout out to these comments from the last video. This was just day 3. Be sure to subscribe to follow me on this journey. See you tomorrow. Day 4 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. I started off by building this obby, but that's for another video. Ran sprinklers on moon melons and blood bananas. Underrated combo. Got most of my fruit celestial, so profits were looking good. But I still needed a thunderstorm, so I sat there, waiting. And by the way, someone told me to get the dragonfly, but my luck wasn't good enough. Finally get a thunderstorm, and the game trolled me. Full storm, not 1 lightning strike in my garden. Just as I was about to rage quit, a second storm hits. This time I got plenty of shocked fruits, and once I got to harvesting, I was finally making real money. Gold and celestial beanstalks were selling for 500 million each. 1 even sold for 1.8 billion. And the top fruit today, a moon blossom worth 3.8 billion. Also got a rainbow dragon fruit. Not the most valuable, but easily the coolest looking. The only fruit I didn't harvest was this beanstalk. I need to get it shocked. It will be too OP. Ended day 4 at 40.6 billion shekels. We made good progress today. Big thanks to everyone dropping advice in the comments. Subscribe to follow the journey. See you all tomorrow. Day 5 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. This guy told me to AFK overnight, so I did. And honestly, it worked. Came back to a behemoth beanstalk in my garden. Harvested everything else and made about 4 billion shekels. Also got a new moon mango tree and completed the daily quest. Totally not worth it. I still wanted these super OP fruits to get shocked. So more AF King. And after hours of waiting, finally, shocked mushrooms. Time to harvest. This golden mushroom sold for 600 million. Best of the day. And this giant shocked beanstalk? Only 121 million. But look at it. Have you seen one bigger? One problem. This beanstalk still isn't shocked. So I favorited it and hope no one steals it. Wrapped day 5 with 47.8 billion shekels. Shout out to these awesome commenters, and thanks to everyone for all the support. We are growing super fast, so subscribe to follow the journey. I will see you guys tomorrow. Day 6 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. My garden looked bland. A few shocked fruits, but nothing crazy. I harvested and cashed out for about 500 million. Hit the sprinklers, then gambled on night eggs. I really wanted the raccoon.
Nope.
But nope. RNG pain. After 1 hour, I returned to my garden, and the sprinklers worked. Came back to giant moon melons, rainbow blood bananas, and this massive moon glow. But I couldn't harvest yet. I had to AFK. Planted more seeds, opened some packs, waited for one last night event before bed. 12 minutes into a blood night, nothing. Then, meteor shower in the final 3 minutes. The fruits weren't crazy solo, but together they added up. Tried the silver monkey. Might be huge once I get better fruits. The top one was a gold moon mango. These are getting buff soon too. Ended day 6 with 51.7 billion shekels. Thanks for all the love in the comments. You guys are the best. And a big thanks for hitting 1,000 subscribers. See you tomorrow. Day 7 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. It's been a week since we started, and today was the craziest day yet. I've made 47 billion shekels so far, but at this rate, it'll take 20 more weeks to finish. That's not gonna fly. So I overhauled my garden to be way more efficient. Then out of nowhere, I got a gargantuan dragon fruit tree, taller than any of my beanstalks.
Massive.
And finally, this beanstalk got shocked. Next, I ran sprinklers on everything. When I came back, my garden was glowing. Golds, rainbows, and right in the center, a rainbow moon blossom. That thing might be worth $1 trillion someday. I turned in all my moonlit fruits to boost my odds of getting another moon blossom, but I may have given the owl too much. After harvesting, I only ended up with 52.5 billion shekels. Even my 6 times mutated beanstalk didn't live up to the hype. So I cleared out my inventory, sold a ton, and clawed my way up to 59.9 billion. That number just felt wrong, so I kept harvesting until I hit 60 billion. Then, right after I was done, Jandel dropped thunder, chocolate rain, and disco. That's just my luck, but we still ended day 7 at 60.9 billion shekels. Thanks again for all the love in the comments. You guys are the best. And who else is hyped for the update tomorrow? Make sure to subscribe to follow the journey. See you tomorrow. Day 8 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. I've been grinding the new Busy Bees update, and I had a ton of pollinated fruit saved up. Got 3 bee eggs and some seed packs. The first 2 were duds, but I'm saving the rest for another video. Started the day harvesting everything. Thanks to last night's admin events, I was already making solid money. I saved all the pollinated fruits for the event, even pulled a few void fruits from this black hole, and shout out to my silver monkey. It refunded a moon melon worth 300 million. After that harvest, I was already up 5 billion shekels. Time for sprinklers. Last night, I finally got some master sprinklers, and they did not disappoint. Golds, rainbows, and some massive melons everywhere. But then it hit me. With the lunar event gone, I can't rely on easy 125x mutations anymore. The next best thing is getting them shocked. But thunderstorms are rare. Just as I was about to call it, a thunderstorm rolled in. It missed all my melons, but shocked a few other spots. I harvested what I could and ended the day at 66.5 billion shekels. Not bad, but I need new strategies. Maybe something from the Queen Bee shop. That's all for today. As always, thanks for all the love in the comments. You guys are the best. And make sure to subscribe to follow the journey. See you tomorrow.
Que a sua bandida irmã mama sua ninfeta. Tenta pôr a orelha, mas vem sem fazer careta. Tenta pôr a orelha, mas vem sem fazer careta. Tenta, 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 tenta. Vamos de irmão, chupa sua ninfeta. Chupa, 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 chupa sua ninfeta.
Day 9 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. I hopped on and saw mushroom seeds in the shop, so I grabbed them and ran the sprinkler method. Nothing crazy, but at least I got this giant pepper. Then I saw someone else's garden, and wow. Let's just say he has what I was hoping for. Anyway, back to the grind. I harvested most of my fruits and got up to 69 billion shekels. I also got my first honey sprinkler, which was pretty exciting. And thanks to all the thunderstorms today, I ended up with tons of shocked fruits. But the real star was this rainbow moon blossom. If I can get it pollinated, it could be worth over 10 billion. So I placed every bee I had and waited through multiple swarm events. Nothing. I ran out of time, and it didn't get pollinated. I really don't want to harvest it yet. It could be the difference between 5 billion and 15 billion shekels. So I grabbed a few more fruits and scraped together 800 million, ending the day at 69.8 billion shekels. And right before I got off, I finally got a hive fruit seed. But more on that tomorrow. Thanks again to everyone showing love in the comments. You guys are the best. Be sure to subscribe to follow the journey. See you tomorrow. Guys, Jandel just dropped some huge news. 3 big changes are coming to Grow a Garden this week. Honey machine time is getting reduced. My guess? It'll drop to around 1:30 or 2 minutes. Queen bee will restock every 30 minutes. This is a huge improvement. Way easier to get hive fruit, nectarines, and bee eggs, etc. And the biggest one? Nighttime is coming back. Celestial mutations are returning. The night owl shop isn't, but you'll be able to get moonlit and celestial plants. This is big. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future updates. Peace. I saved up 50 flower seed packs in Grow a Garden. And today, I'm opening all of them. Obviously, everyone wants the sunflower, but with only a 0.5% drop rate, it's a long shot. Even with 50 packs, the odds weren't great. The first 40, a few lilacs and pink lilies, but no sunflower and no purple dahlia. Then, on pack 44, I finally got the purple dahlia, but the sunflower, still missing.
Are you serious, my brother?
And here are the final results. No sunflower. So I planted everything and ran some sprinklers. Surprisingly, the plants were actually solid. After 1 hour, I made 150 million with no mutators. What do you think? Could these flowers be the next moon melons? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Peace. Day 10 of becoming a trillionaire in Grow a Garden. I AFK'd all night, and when I checked my garden, my moon blossom was ready. So I harvested it, 1.3 billion. Less than I hoped, but not bad. Then I cleared out the rest of my garden. With hours of AFKing, my fruits were shocked, frozen, pollinated, you name it. I made a decent chunk of money. Next up, planting the hive fruit. The tree's looking solid. Now for sprinklers. And this time, my luck was insane. Gold moon blossoms, a rainbow moon blossom, a rainbow pepper, giant gold moon flowers. Everything looked amazing. I wanted to harvest right away, but I needed mutators. If you saw yesterday's video, you know, Celestial is coming back. That boost is too good to pass up. Also, this moon cat, super clutch. Refunds tons of moon fruits. A few hours later, I harvested everything, making sure to save the super valuable ones. Hundreds of millions every time. And by the end, I was up to 73.8 billion shekels. Also opened 3 night eggs. Still no raccoon.
Bruh.
We're so close to making massive money, especially with night events coming back. Shout out to all the awesome commenters. You guys are the best. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We're gonna be rich soon. See you tomorrow. Day 11 of becoming a trillionaire in Grow a Garden. Today I wanted to test something. How good are the new flower plants really? So I hit my 50 flower seeds with a master sprinkler, plus all the other ones. I left the game for 30 minutes and came back, already looking promising. I harvested a few bad fruits and dipped for another 30. Next step, get them shocked. But no thunderstorm. I even got a disco event before thunder. I was literally praying to the gods. And then, finally, shocked fruits. But I wasn't done. I hit the garden with the honey sprinkler I bought earlier. Now time to check values. I scrolled through my inventory, and these shocked plus gold lilacs were insane. One of them, worth 2.1 billion, more than my moon blossom from yesterday. I sold everything else and made 8.4 billion right there. After harvesting the rest, I hit 90 billion shekels. Then I sold the lilacs, 14 billion, just from those. We struck gold today. This is the most money I've ever made in a single day, ending at 104 billion shekels. And just imagine once Celestial is back. Anyway, thanks to everyone showing love in the comments. What do you think? Is the moon melon still king? Also, huge shout out to all the new subs. We hit 2,000 last night. I appreciate you all more than you know. Now we start the road to 5K, so make sure to subscribe and follow the journey. See you tomorrow. Who really created Grow a Garden? Most players recognize Jandel, head of Splitting Point Studios, the team now managing the game. But its origins trace back to a solo developer, BMW Lux. In March 2025, BMW Lux launched Grow a Garden. Its simple charm and unique grow offline mechanic quickly caught attention. Allegations from 2022 against BMW Lux have surfaced, ranging from questionable development practices to community misconduct. But regardless of the controversy, the game's success is undeniable. Grow a Garden shattered Roblox records, reaching 11.7 million concurrent players, surpassing even its own milestone of 8.9 million the week before. For context, the previous record outside this game, 2.7 million in Blox Fruits. So now you know. Day 12 of becoming a trillionaire in Grow a Garden. Yesterday was amazing, so I'm running it back. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sprinklers on all the roses, lilacs, and more. I accidentally double-clicked and used 2 master sprinklers, so these fruits better be crazy. Came back after an hour, giant rainbow rose, gold lilacs, and a massive moon melon. Looking good. Now I just needed a thunderstorm, and maybe a honey sprinkler from the shop. But let me tell you, I waited 12 hours, not a single storm, but it did rain like 10 times. Eventually, I had to give up and head to bed. So I harvested everything, except this giant rainbow rose. I'm saving that for later. It's going to be worth a lot. I ended the day at 109 billion shekels. Not as good as yesterday, but not terrible. I'm running sprinklers overnight, so tomorrow should be wild. Today might have been a letdown, but we keep grinding. Thanks as always for all the love in the comments. You guys are the best. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so be sure to subscribe to follow the journey. See you tomorrow. Day 13 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. When I logged on, last night's sprinklers had done work. My garden looked amazing. All I needed now was a thunderstorm. And of course, the game made me wait 8 hours. But finally, it happened. My fruits became shocked. I was so excited I harvested everything instantly. Big mistake. I completely forgot to use my honey sprinkler. This giant rose was worth 12 billion, and it could have been even more. But my giant ant saved me. It duplicated the rose. So just those two brought in 24 billion alone. And I wasn't done. I pulled a bunch of other insane fruits. Then I harvested the rest of my garden. Even my moon blossoms got shocked. This rainbow one sold for 4 billion and the gold for 5 billion. I saved the craziest ones for last. Went to sell, and boom, 40 billion. This is what being rich feels like. We ended the day at 163 billion shekels. Roses might be the most underrated plant in the game. What do you think? Thanks again to all the awesome commenters. You guys are the best. We're still on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so make sure to subscribe to follow the journey. See you tomorrow. Day 14 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. I logged on and did what I always do. Sprinklers on the flowers, then left for 30 minutes. Came back, harvested a few duds, then left again. When I returned, this lilac was enormous, taller than my dragon fruit tree. Next step, get them shocked. Luckily, I didn't have to wait long. Just a few hours and a thunderstorm rolled in. No honey sprinkler today, but that didn't stop me. I got to work and pulled multiple golden shocked lilacs, each worth over 2 billion. And the grand prize? That giant lilac came in at 1.8 billion. Not bad for just shocked and wet. Then I opened 3 more night eggs, still chasing the raccoon. No luck. Frog, hedgehog, mole. Oh well, we ended day 14 at 210 billion shekels. I'm running sprinklers overnight, and with the event tomorrow morning, I'm hoping for something wild. As always, huge thanks for all the love in the comments. You guys are awesome. We're pushing toward 5,000 subs, so subscribe to follow the journey. See you tomorrow.
ごめん、あまない。俺は今、お前のために怒ってない。
Day 15 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. Today kicked off with a friendship update, and the game nearly broke records again. 11.6 million players, just shy of last week's peak. During the event, we got 2 discos, a black hole, heavenly Jandel, and even the sun god. But somehow, none of my good fruits got mutated. Still, we take the bonus value. After that, I went back to my routine. AF King until I got a thunderstorm. Eventually, the fruits got shocked. But then I made a mistake. Right after I harvested, a meteor shower. What a waste. Tomorrow, I'll make sure to line up shocked and celestial. The value's gonna be crazy. Even with that misplay, I got some solid pulls. The best was a gold plus shocked purple dahlia worth over 4 billion. We ended the day with 238 billion shekels. Not bad. Still no Ember Lily, but I'm hoping to grab it for tomorrow's video. We're moving fast now. At this rate, we could hit 1 trillion within a week. Thanks again to all the awesome commenters. You guys are the best. Be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subs. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Nice.
Day 16 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. I joined the game today and this player walked up to me and said, "It's my birthday. Can I have a fruit?" But I'm not giving handouts. I told him, "Beat my obby and I'll give you one." He agreed and beat it with ease. So I gave him my giant lilac. Happy birthday, I guess. Next up, sprinklers as usual. And don't mind the fact that I'm dressed like the honey shop guy. I didn't have a master sprinkler today, so the fruits weren't going to be insane, but hopefully the mutations would make up for it. So I let it run while I AFK'd. Hours passed, my fruits became frozen, then celestial. Then finally, shocked. I hit them with a honey sprinkler right after. That's the full combo. With almost everything celestial, shocked, frozen, and honey glazed, I was about to make big money. First harvest, 9 billion, then another 6, then 8 billion more. And once I got to the big ones, this pink lily was worth 2.7 billion. I harvested the rest and saved any pollinated fruit. Final total for the day, 282 billion shekels. Not bad for no master sprinkler. Also, I managed to get the Ember Lily. I'll plant it tomorrow. Thanks again to everyone dropping love in the comments. You guys are the best. Be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subs. See you tomorrow. Day 17 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. Today started with something exciting. I finally planted my Ember Lily. Then, as always, I ran the sprinkler method. After 30 minutes, I checked.
Nope.
Not good enough. So I scrapped it and ran it again. Much better. Now it was time to wait. I needed a thunderstorm and maybe a meteor shower. But while I was waiting, a sun god, I don't even have a sunflower. So I tried using my beanstalk instead. Didn't work. A little later, finally my fruits became shocked. No meteor shower this time, but I couldn't wait any longer. Time to harvest. And the money was flowing. One harvest gave me 27 billion. My best fruits? 2 rainbow lilacs, worth 3.7 billion and 4.8 billion. And another giant lilac for the collection. By the end of the day, I had 354 billion shekels, my best day yet. Huge thanks to everyone showing love in the comments. You guys are the best. Make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subs. See you tomorrow.
I bought a super seed and grow a garden.
Day 18 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. No master sprinkler today, so I just used what I had. And yeah, the fruits were pretty underwhelming. If I AFK farm tonight, maybe I can snag 2 or 3 more for tomorrow. Still, I got my fruits shocked and celestial. Well, almost all of them. The Ember Lily somehow missed the shock, but the money, still solid. Best fruit of the day, a gold rose worth 3.5 billion. Altogether, I made 41 billion shekels, bringing me to a total of 395 billion. Not bad for a slower day. I've been spamming flower plants for a while now. Should I keep going or switch it up with a different plant? Either way, we're nearly 40% of the way there. Thanks again to everyone showing love in the comments. You guys are the best. Be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subs. See you tomorrow. Trying the infinite sprinkler glitch in Grow a Garden. First, place your best sprinkler. I'm using a godly sprinkler. Now here's the trick. Wait 20 seconds. This part matters. Next, place 3 to 5 basic sprinklers around it. Then delete them using your shovel. Boom. Your main sprinkler is now infinite. It won't run out unless you leave the game. Once that's done, place basic and advanced sprinklers as well. Those will also be infinite. Now just keep harvesting bad fruit until you get giant, golden, or rainbow plants. Here's what mine turned into. Like and subscribe for more Grow a Garden tips. Day 19 of becoming a trillionaire in Grow a Garden. The infinite sprinkler glitch still works. And let me just say, if you want to get rich, use this now.
It was stuck in time.
I started with a test using a godly sprinkler, and the results weren't bad. But I knew I could do better. So I waited patiently for a master sprinkler. And once I got it, I went full madman mode. Anything that wasn't gold or rainbow, deleted. No mercy. After an hour of grinding, my game started to lag. Everything was gold. I was finally rich. So of course, I left my PC running overnight. And when I came back in the morning, shocked, celestial, frozen, gold, pollinated, everything. I couldn't believe my eyes. I threw on a honey sprinkler just because, why not? And then came the harvest. Fruits worth 1 billion shekels like it was nothing. Giant gold lilacs, 7 billion. Pink lilies, 8 billion. And the star of the show, a rainbow purple dahlia worth 12 billion. Almost every fruit was golden. By the end of the day, 883 billion shekels. I had doubled my money overnight, and I still saved around 30 billion in fruit. Let's just say, this challenge might end tomorrow. This glitch is game-breaking and will probably get patched soon. So if you're gonna use it, now's the time. Thanks for watching. Shout out to everyone showing love in the comments. You guys are the best. Be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subs. See you tomorrow. Day 20 of becoming a trillionaire and grow a garden. Today's the day. We finally hit 1 trillion shekels, so I had to dress for the occasion. And it wasn't just my outfit that was gold. Using the infinite sprinkler glitch, I set out to make my entire garden golden rainbow. And while I didn't hit every plant, the results were pretty insane. After a bit of AF King, it was time for the final harvest. First harvest, 34 billion, then another 65, then 5 more. And finally, with all these giant gold pink lilies and moon melons, 1 trillion. We did it.
We did it!
Looking back at day one, you wouldn't even recognize my garden. Gold plants everywhere, a giant dragon fruit tree, an obby that's currently out of service. We've come a long way, from 4 billion to 1 trillion shekels. And as a thank you to everyone, after the event tomorrow, I'm giving away this rainbow ember lily, along with 4 other crazy fruits I got during the journey. Just subscribe to the channel and drop your username in the comments for a chance to win. I decided to save the rest of my gold fruits for tomorrow's event, but for now, this is the end of the series. Thanks again to everyone who dropped love in the comments. You guys are the best. Let me know what series I should do next. We went from 100 to 3,400 subscribers since day one. Huge shout out to everyone who subbed along the way. So farewell from the final episode of Road to Trillionaire. See you in the next video.
Fica sua bandida irmã, mama sua ninfeta. Tenta pôr a orelha, mas vem sem fazer careta. Tenta pôr a orelha, mas vem sem fazer careta. Tenta, 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 tenta. Vamos de irmão, chupa sua ninfeta. Chupa, 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 chupa sua ninfeta. Se engasga, tá? Fica sua bandida irmã, mama sua ninfeta. Tenta pôr a orelha, mas vem sem fazer careta. Tenta pôr a orelha, mas vem sem fazer careta. Tenta, 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 tenta.
I finally got the sunflower and grow a garden. I was finishing up my ember lily that I'm giving away to this lucky subscriber. I got the chocolate mutation, and the last one I needed was pollinated. So I went to craft it, I got 2 seed packs, put one in the crafter and started. But then I accidentally clicked and opened the second seed pack. And I got the sunflower? I couldn't believe it. So I went to plant it, and honestly, it's one of the best looking plants in the game. And that's how, ranking the prismatic plants and grow a garden. There are only 3 prismatic crops in the game: sugar apple, beanstalk, and ember lily. At number 3 is the sugar apple. Costs 25 million shekels and a minimum value of 43,320. It dropped strong, but got nerfed shortly after release. Still, it has a unique mutation, and the tree and fruit look great. Underrated design-wise. Number 2, the beanstalk. Only 10 million per seed, with a solid 25,270 base value. It's cheap for a prismatic. Also, it looks amazing fully grown, easily one of the best visual flexes. And number 1, the ember lily. Costs 15 million shekels, but has a minimum value of 50,000 and some of the best mutation stacking potential in the entire game. The plant design's a bit plain, but that flower? Gorgeous. In terms of maximizing value, the ember lily is the winner. Did I get the rankings right? Comment your pick for the strongest prismatic, and subscribe for more Grow a Garden guides. I crafted the Sweet Soaker Sprinkler, and it broke my garden. Just combine a master sprinkler with 3 watermelons, that's it. Then place it down along with the normal sprinklers. Doing this will get you some massive melons. I only had 2 basic mutations, shocked and frozen, still pulled in 49 billion shekels from a single harvest. And yep, I'm running it again right now. I finally became a trillionaire in Grow a Garden. But here's what I wish I knew from the start. 1. Abuse the events. Event fruits equals free money. They sell for way more and don't cost any shekels. Easter, Lunar, Bee, they've all been game changers. 2. Aim for giant fruits. Mutations are flashy, but size is what makes a fruit worth billions. Bigger plants means higher base value. And now with the new sprinklers, it's easier than ever to grow massive plants. 3. Group your best plants together. That way, 1 lightning rod or star caller hits all your OP fruits. 1 shock equals billions in value. Bonus tip, be smart with your pets. Golden Lab is great early on, but in the late game, swap to something like the giant ant, which can duplicate fruits when you harvest. It's one of the best passive boosts in the game. I wish someone told me this before I got rich. Not everyone's lucky enough to hatch the raccoon. So here are the 5 best pets that most players can actually use, ranked. Number 5, pig. Every 2 minutes, it gives nearby plants a 15-second boost to mutation chance. Great for getting gold or rainbow fruits without OP gear. Number 4, rooster. Speeds up egg hatching by 20%. Yes, you can stack this with multiple chickens and roosters. Number 3, monkey. When you sell fruit, there's a 2.5% chance it just stays in your inventory. Stack this for big profit boosts, especially with rare fruit. Number 2, golden lab. Every minute, it digs up a random seed. Best for early and mid-game growth, even if it loves carrots. Number 1, orange tabby. Every 90 seconds, it naps. And for 15 seconds, it makes nearby fruits grow 1.5 times bigger. The regular cat works too, just weaker. Let me know your favorite pet, or the one you think I missed. Can you actually get playtime luck and grow a garden? I've made over 1 trillion shekels, and I've never seen it until now. Here's how to trigger it. You'll need a friend or an alt account. I'm using my alt. Step 1, have the second account join your private server. Make sure Friends Allowed is turned on. Step 2, have them stay in the lobby while you leave and rejoin. For faster resets, press ALT plus F4, or just leave normally. Repeat until you see the Playtime luck board appear. It showed up for me on my 8th try, but sometimes it takes up to 20. Use it before opening seed packs. It's a huge bonus if you get it. The Summer Harvest event is completely broken. The final reward needs 14,000 points to unlock. But the best possible fruit, the sugar apple, only gives you 7 points. A gold mutation adds 2 points, and rainbow 3 points. All other mutations are worthless. So even with an inventory full of rainbow sugar apples, you'd still need 1,400 fruits to finish. How are we supposed to do this? The summer event was saved, and all it took was a Give All Fruits button. It's wild that this wasn't added at launch, especially since the lunar event had it. Before the patch, the event looked like this. Now, it's just one peaceful click. Running the tomato method with giant ants, I pulled over 3,000 points easy. I found a team using the Grow a Garden Discord, and together we actually hit 14,000 points. The rewards weren't great this time, but the event is finally playable now. Have you beat the event yet? What do you get for 26,000 points in the Summer Harvest event? Me and my team worked tirelessly for 10 minutes. I farmed so many tomatoes I turned into one. So here are the rewards. What is the best reward you've got so far? Grow a Garden has a problem. The Summer Harvest event has turned the game into Grow a Tomato. In every server, you will find players planting a ridiculous amount of tomatoes, including myself. It's kind of a letdown, especially since Jandel called this the biggest update yet. The event rewards are mid at best. Best part is the eggs and seed packs. And don't get me started on the new seeds. They're basically useless. Only the sugar apple has any real value. This event needs big changes. Make the other fruits worth more. Make mutations count. A giant plant should be worth more than a normal one. What do you think of the event so far? I saved up 50 summer seed packs in Grow a Garden, so I opened them all at once. 10 packs, 20, 30, 40, then my final one. All I got was 3 parasol flowers, 50 packs. But I wasn't done. I cracked open the rest of my stash like an addict. 1 night pack, glow shroom, then 19 crafter packs. Just 1 coca vine. That's it. This is why you don't gamble, kids. This is officially the worst pet in Grow a Garden. The squirrel used to be kind of cool. It had a small chance to duplicate seeds when planting. But then the reclaimer was added, a tool that turns grown plants back into seeds. Put the two together, and players discovered a way to duplicate rare seeds, like the candy blossom. It was a dupe glitch waiting to happen. So what did the devs do? They completely removed the squirrel's ability, and now this mythical pet does nothing. I have the biggest pink lily possible in Grow a Garden, but I've never been able to climb it. Today, 3 admin abuse from Jandel gave me a chance. First, under the sea, I could finally swim, but the ocean only reached 1/3 of the way up. Second, space travel. I had low gravity, but still couldn't make it to the top. Third, black hole. This one gave me insane jump boost. I was so close. But then the event ended. One day I'll reach the top. Today was not that day. Is 60,000 points worth it in the new Mega Harvest event? As soon as I saw it was a Mega Harvest, I knew we could go big. 10 minutes later, we had 60,000 points. And the rewards? Not bad. The base rewards didn't change, but you now get 1 summer coin for every 1,000 points. Those coins go straight into the new harvest shop, where you can buy eggs, packs, and more. So yeah, go crazy with your points. Now I just need the good items to actually be in stock. How many elephant ears can I get from 100 summer seed packs? The answer is 3. Also 5 rosy delights and 15 parasol flowers. Next up, planting. But my garden, a total mess. First, I had to clear space, starting with these giant melons. Then I removed some plants. All right, now to plant. They took forever to grow. Like seriously, is this watering can broken? But eventually they bloomed, and it was worth it. So that's what you get from 100 packs. Each Grow a Garden server has 6 garden plots. So why is the player limit only 5? That means one garden is always empty, right? Well, not exactly. Some players think that last slot is reserved for an admin to join, but the truth is way weirder. It's because of a glitch. If 2 players join a server at the exact same time, they can both slip in before the player cap updates. If the limit was 6, that would make 7 players total, and someone would be stuck without a garden. So to fix this, the devs just made the cap 5 instead of 6. That way, when this glitch happens, all 6 players still get a garden. So that's why the 6th garden's always empty, until it's not. Ever wonder why some fruits sell for just a few shekels, and others go for hundreds of millions? The secret lies in this formula, but here's the simple version. There are 3 things that decide a fruit's price. First, size. Bigger fruits are worth more, exponentially more. A fruit that is twice as big isn't 2 times the value, it's 4x. A fruit 4 times as big is 16x, and so on. 2, base mutation. Things like gold or rainbow, they multiply the base directly. Gold equals x20, rainbow equals x50. 3, bonus mutations. Other mutations, like shocked, celestial, or frozen, don't stack the same way. You add them all up into one bonus multiplier. So in the end, it's just base value times base mutation times the sum of all the other mutations. So yeah, this game is basically math, but shiny. Grow a Garden players are known for one thing: stealing. That's why most people, including me, hide out on private servers. But today, I wanted to test it. How long would it take for someone to steal from me? I filled my garden with irresistible fruits, including this Aurora sunflower. I joined the first public server. 2 people left instantly.
Bye, have a great time.
One was AFK, and the other just wanted to trade. No thieves. This time, I climbed someone's obby, leaving my garden completely unguarded. 5 minutes passed. Still nothing. One guy had 90 trillion shekels. I checked out his giant tomato, and he left. Next garden, same thing. Maybe they were more scared of me than I was of them. 3 public servers, no theft. What do you think? Are Grow a Garden players nicer than we give them credit for? Grow a Garden just dropped the most American update ever. First, the Liberty Lily. Then we got the firework flower. And to top it off, the bald eagle pet. And of course, you can launch fireworks. You can buy all of this from Uncle Sam. The best part of the new prehistoric update is that I can finally delete all these tomatoes. The last one. My garden just feels cleaner now. The creator of Grow a Garden is insanely rich. Based on player counts and Robux conversion, it's estimated he has made over $10 million since the game's launch. And the average Grow a Garden player only has 50 million shekels. That means Jandel's net worth is about the same as the average player's shekels. How the watering can actually works in Grow a Garden. I tested it using a corn seed and 2 different strategies. First test, I placed 1 watering can, then waited until it fully dried up before using it again. Grow time, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Second test, I spammed the watering can like crazy. More water equals faster growth, right? Grow time, 1 minute and 19 seconds. Verdict, spamming does help. More water equals faster plants. Just maybe don't flood your whole garden. So now you know, pet trading is still disabled in Grow a Garden. And it's been over 5 days since Jandel said there was a bug. Some players thought it was the seal glitch, but seals still work, unlike the squirrel, which lost its ability. So what happened? The real issue was likely external scripts, letting players dupe pets infinitely. Exploiting on Roblox isn't new, but it's definitely bannable. To stop inflation and a full-blown economy wipe, Jandel shut down pet trading. How long until pet gifting returns? What do you think? I thought admin events would be my only hope to climb my giant pink lily, but then I remembered, the game allows you to climb bamboo. So if I grew a big enough bamboo, maybe I could climb all the way to the top. So I got 100 bamboo seeds and some sprinklers. And it was a big waste of time. The tallest bamboo was shorter than my beanstalk. Looks like I'll need the admin events after all. How I got a giant bone blossom tree. I finally got my hands on a bone blossom. This plant is better than the candy blossom. So I planted it, and then it just kept growing and growing. Yeah, I'm gonna need the harvest tool. Another giant plant for my garden. Did you know the amber mutation actually has 3 different stages? When you get an amber mutated plant from the raptor or the mutation spray, it gives a 10 times multiplier. After 1 day, this will change into old amber, which gives a 20 times multiplier. After 2 days, it will change into ancient amber, giving a 50x multiplier. Basically, the longer you wait, the richer you get. How do you grow giant plants and grow a garden? Well, it all comes down to a hidden stat called huge chance. Every seed has it, but the number is different for each plant. This stat controls how likely your plant is to grow into a huge or giant version. For example, the coconut seed has a 1.43% huge chance. That's why giant coconut trees are pretty common. But single growth plants like the orange tulip can have even higher chances. And the highest of them all, the daffodil, with a huge chance of 2.22%, though it's still going to be pretty small. On the other end, the sunflower sits at the bottom with just a 0.17% chance. So if you plant enough seeds, any plant can become huge. This is the rarest achievement in Grow a Garden. Out of all 18 achievements in the game, most are pretty easy. You get them for things like harvesting a gold fruit or selling 1,000 carrots. And you get these 6 just for joining the game. But one achievement is so rare, only 1 million players have unlocked it. And the achievement is Giant Tomato. All you have to do is sell a tomato over 7 kilograms. You'd think I'd have this, especially after 2 weeks of running the tomato method. But no, it's the only one I'm missing. So I made it my mission. I got 40 tomato plants and a master sprinkler. And finally, a 7.1 kilogram tomato. Achievement unlocked. I can finally say I beat the game. The squirrel finally got a new ability. For over 2 weeks, it's been completely useless after the devs removed its old one. But that just changed. Now it has a 10.93% chance to not consume a reclaimer when used. It's a downgrade for sure. Reclaimers are pretty cheap, and the worst part is waiting 25 minutes. To balance it a little bit, the squirrel now gains 3 XP per second. So yeah, it's not useless anymore. Just kind of mid. How much extra garden space do you actually get from expanding? Players were skeptical when it dropped back in May. 250 million shekels for a fence that barely moved. Fully expanding cost a total of 2 billion. But here's what you got. The original garden is 3,584 studs. With all 4 expansions, you gain 2,324 more, a 65% increase in space. Looking back, this update was a must. I got stuck at the top of the map in Grow a Garden. I was trying a new way to climb my giant pink lily. If you take a cosmetic like the log or bench and place it like this, then take out a nightstaff, use shift lock, pull out any egg, and jump. You fling yourself. I found an angle that launches me right at the pink lily. But there's a problem. There's an invisible barrier about 80% of the way up. At first, I thought it was impossible, but it turns out, if you have enough momentum, you can phase through it. Most of the time, you just go flying into the void and die. But if you break through, then teleport back to your garden and catch just the right bounce, you can launch straight above your plot. Let's just say, landing this is harder than it looks. I barely missed and landed on this leaf. This is the highest I've ever made it. And I finally got a view of what was at the top. Then I went to jump down. And yeah, the barrier works both ways. So that's how. Don't use your lollipops like this and Grow a Garden. This new gear sounds simple. It instantly increases your pet's age by 1 level. But here's the catch. You can waste a lot of XP if you're not careful. When you use the lollipop, it doesn't keep any leftover XP your pet had. So if your pet was halfway to the next level, that XP just disappears. That means you only got half the value from the item. To get the most out of the lollipop, use it right after your pet levels up, when its XP bar is empty. And here's another tip. Use it on high-level pets. Higher levels require more experience points, which equals more time saved. Keep this in mind next time you level up your pets. What is the most disappointing fruit in Grow a Garden? I ran a poll, and overwhelmingly, you guys chose the moon mango. But first, let's look at the other contenders. The moon blossom. This comment sums it up perfectly. It was insanely hard to get and sells for nothing. And I spent $100 of real money for this thing. Yeah, it hurts. Second, the ember lily, a prismatic plant with so much potential, but it grows just 1 plant at a time, and even with tons of mutations, it's still not worth it. And finally, the moon mango. 75% of you guys voted it as the most disappointing seed ever. Not because it's ugly or worthless, but because the seed costs 1 billion shekels, the most expensive seed ever. The base value when it dropped was a pathetic 22,000 shekels. It got buffed, but only to 45,000. Still way too cheap. And remember back then, getting a 1 billion shekel fruit was actually rare. A seed this expensive being this bad is easily the most disappointing plant in the game. This is the craziest glitch in Grow a Garden. I was trying to fling myself to the top of the map again. Now most people know, you're not really supposed to die and Grow a Garden. The reset button is disabled, and jumping off the map just teleports you back to your garden. But if you fling yourself hard enough, your character can hit such high speeds, the game just gives up and kills you. And if you do it enough times, you unlock the weirdest glitch I've ever seen. You can equip every item at once. You can't do anything. Nothing happens when you click. But it looks completely insane. So yeah, that's how you break Grow a Garden. Codes are finally back in Grow a Garden. But why did they disappear in the first place? Over 2 months ago, the very first code dropped, and it had a massive issue. It somehow let players duplicate bug eggs and was removed almost instantly. Funny enough, that was the topic of my first ever video on this channel. But with today's update, a new code just dropped, Torrigate, and it gives you this exclusive cosmetic. And honestly, it looks way better than I expected. Hopefully this means codes are back for good, but it makes me wonder, how many other features were removed quietly? This is the most obnoxious plant in Grow a Garden. I was just enjoying my clean, peaceful garden. Then I made the mistake of planting a soft sunshine seed. Of course, I got a giant version, and it's disgusting. The roots sprawl across everything like a jungle, and this part grew off the map. It did sell for 2.5 million without any mutations, but it's so ugly I don't even want it in my garden. Every time I show my pink lily, the comments say the same thing. So today, I finally did it. I used the harvest tool. But not for the reason you think.
Psych!
I didn't care about the fruit. I just wanted to climb higher than anyone else ever had. But then I thought, what if I made the flower as big as possible? This right here is the original pink lily. Now you might understand why I didn't want the fruit. So first I let it grow naturally, but I couldn't even see it. So I tried a basic sprinkler. Better, but still small. So I pulled out the sprinkler method, and finally,
Hold up!
I thought I saw something. Time to climb. It wasn't massive, but it was definitely bigger. But I think I can do better. Let me know if I should try and make an even bigger flower. Because in my last glitch video, I said nothing happens when you click. Well, turns out I was completely wrong. I got the glitch again, and I tested everything. Hover over a plot, you get this crazy UI. Click once, it plants a random seed. For me, it picked the bell pepper. And once I ran out, it switched to the ember lily. Someone in the comments told me to click, how much is this worth, in the shop? And the value was 43 billion. I think it valued everything in my inventory. But weirdly, the pet salesman can't see anything. So yeah, this glitch is way more broken than I thought. How tall is the height limit in Grow a Garden? That's the maximum height a player can reach under normal circumstances. But nobody really knows the number. The devs haven't said, and Google has nothing. So I had to figure it out myself. We know a Roblox character is exactly 5 studs tall. And since Grow a Garden uses the old Roblox texture, 1 square equals 1 stud. I tested it, removed my hat, lined it up, and yep, 5 squares tall. Next, I measured my tallest plant, the pink lily. It's made up of 11 stacked sections, plus a base that sticks out 50 studs above ground. I counted each section by hand, and the average height was 111 studs. So that means my plant is roughly 1,271 studs tall. Now here's the key part. 2.75 sections are actually above the height limit. So subtracting that gives us a height limit of 966 studs. But 966 is such a weird number. I think we can safely round up to 1,000 studs. That's the true height limit in Grow a Garden. 5 weird facts about Grow a Garden you probably didn't know. The heat wave weather can happen at night. That means your crops can get moonlit and sun-dried at the same time. Makes total sense, right? The volcano event is from Natural Disaster Survival. The model is ripped straight from the game. With permission, of course. The spiked mango is built different. It's the only mango tree you can actually walk on. No other mango has that power. The amber mutation spray has a secret ability. If you mutate a crop with amber, it'll show you how big it will get, even before it's fully grown. The squirrel and the seagull are the only pets to have their abilities entirely removed. Both were due to seed duplication glitches. Which one surprised you the most? Today might have been the most insane case of admin abuse in Grow a Garden history. As usual, I was just trying to fling myself to the top of the map when my friends started roasting me. But then I noticed something weird. Once you die, you can't see Jandel's admin messages anymore. So I started rejoining and somehow landed in 2 full 6-player servers in a row. Then came the football event. Absolute madness. But of course, my internet died. I missed the football pet, but honestly, after seeing the ability, not mad about it. Today might have been the wildest admin event yet, and I almost missed all of it. The Sweet Soaker Sprinkler is way better than I thought. At first glance, it looks decent. It increases size bonus for watermelons, moonmelons, and pumpkins. But it costs a master sprinkler, so it almost doesn't seem worth it. But here's the thing. It actually works on way more crops. The game splits plants into 17 categories, from prickly to spicy to sweet. And the Sweet Soaker affects sweet fruits, which includes 21 different plants, most notably nectar thorn, spiked mango, sugar apple, and even the candy blossom. Somehow they made candy blossom even more OP. The good news is you can pair it with hedgehogs to grow massive spiked mangoes and nectar thorns. This is far and away the best sprinkler from the crafting update. They seriously need to buff the others. I finally climbed my pink lily. In the last video, you guys told me to try the tri-moon method. So I did. Right away, I could tell this one was way bigger than before. This was my best shot yet, so I got to work. After a few tries, I got the perfect fling. I couldn't mess this up. But of course I did. But luckily, I bounced straight back up. And just like that, I stuck the landing. Finally, after almost a month of trying, I made it. I could finally harvest my pink lily without the harvest tool. So that just leaves one question. Should I shovel it? This is the mole pet, and it's being completely wasted. Let me explain. The mole has one of the coolest abilities in the entire game. Every 80 seconds, it digs up shekels or a random gear. But here's the problem. It can only dig up these 9 items. Sure, you can get a master sprinkler and lightning rods, but so much gear has been added since the lunar update, so why not let the mole dig those up too? Imagine getting a level up lollipop, or even a reclaimer just by having a mole in your garden. Even at a low chance, that would instantly make the mole way more valuable. But sadly for now, I never thought I'd be saying this, but I need more squirrels. So I finally climbed my pink lily, and don't worry, I won't be shoveling it. But I felt empty. I needed a new plant to climb, so I chose the giant pine cone. I've seen massive ones, so I know it's possible. Here's the problem. I only have 6 seeds, which means I'll need a lot of reclaimers. My 2 squirrels are trying their best, but it's just not enough. So I want to take this moment to say something important. Squirrel, I was wrong about you. There are 55 unique mutations in Grow a Garden, but it didn't start that way. This carrot I grew actually had every mutation in the game. It only had 4. Technically, chocolate was a mutation, but I didn't have a chocolate sprinkler. And even that was after the game added a few. Because when Grow a Garden first launched, before the Easter event, weather mutations didn't even exist. There was only gold and rainbow until April 10th, when rain and thunder got added. The game has changed a lot since then. What was the first mutation you ever got? 5 more weird facts about Grow a Garden. The raptor, Kodama, and corrupted Kodama are the only pets that can give a mutation to a plant after it's harvested. The Venus flytrap had the lowest drop rate of any seed, just 0.01% from a basic seed pack. It's gone now, making it one of the rarest crops ever. There was a bug where feeding pets would glitch their name into a random string. Your pet could literally become data. Every pet in the game uses the classic ROBLOX stud texture, and that was actually voted in by the community. The Bone Blossom is the only transcendent tier plant. But is it actually stronger than Candy Blossom? That debate still hasn't ended. Which fact surprised you the most? The cooking event is here, but I've still got a ton of Zen eggs. So that got me thinking, what's actually the fastest way to hatch an egg? Obviously, with Robux, you can hatch them instantly. But with 149 eggs, that's over 7,300 Robux, more than $50. No thanks. So what's the fastest in-game method? First, the bald eagle. It reduces cooldown by 1 minute every 7 minutes. Decent, but even 8 eagles only cut the timer by about half. Then there's the rooster. It reduces hatch time by 20% and stacks. With 8 roosters, you can cut hatch time to just 42 minutes. But there's actually a better option. The blood kiwi. It has the same 20% reduction, plus a second ability. Every 60 seconds, it sits on an egg and knocks off 45 seconds. With 8 blood kiwis, you could hatch an egg in under 20 minutes. Now the hard part is getting 8 blood kiwis. Which plants can grow past the height limit and Grow a Garden? If you didn't know, there's a height limit at around 1,000 studs. Players can't pass it, at least not normally. But some plants can. Take the pink lily. Mine actually grows above the limit. So, what else can reach beyond it? First, the horned dinoshroom. Technically, it's the fruit, not the plant, but it still climbs way past the cap. Then there's the burning bud, another fruit that pierces the limit. And finally, the giant pine cone seed. The tallest one I've seen came just below the barrier, but maybe it's possible to go higher. What's the tallest plant you've ever seen? I am completely broke in Grow a Garden. Back when I started my channel, I ran a whole series grinding my way to 1 trillion shekels. But since then, I stopped chasing money. Instead, I focused on exploring the game, digging into mechanics, updates, and weird experiments. But then the Zen update dropped, and I blew all my shekels restocking the Zen shop. So I figured it was time to make some money again. I bought the new Grandmaster Sprinkler, planted some horned dinoshrooms, set up 8 hedgehogs, and left it running for 30 minutes. I came back expecting riches, and instead... You have got to be kidding me. The harvest was pathetic. Look at all these tiny plants. I think I've lost my touch. I might actually be bad at Grow a Garden. The mole just got buffed in Grow a Garden. Last week I said moles should dig up more gears, and the devs listened. Kind of. With the new Grandmaster Sprinkler, moles can actually dig it up. Plus, they can now find harvest tools too. And then there's the pancake mole, with a way shorter cooldown than the original. So I grabbed 8 moles and went AFK overnight. How many Grandmaster Sprinklers did I get? 0. But I did get 3 Master Sprinklers, and a bunch of godly advanced and basic ones. Should I try again? But with pancake moles this time? The fastest way to get a level 75 pet in Grow a Garden. The Mochi Mouse is now undisputedly the best XP grinding pet in the game. It used to be the Starfish. But here's the thing. The Mochi not only boosts passive XP for all food-type pets, it also gives itself 500 XP every 10 minutes. The Starfish, even with ostriches, 7 capybaras, pet treats, and a constant passive boost, still takes around 19 hours just to hit level 50. But with 8 Mochi Mice, each fed a medium treat, you can hit level 75 in just 18 hours and 20 minutes. And here's the kicker. You don't just get 1 leveled up pet, you get 8. So the Mochi Mouse is by far. I found the first ever Grow a Garden YouTube video. Grow a Garden is only about 4 months old, and believe it or not, there was a time when it had just a few thousand players. So I went digging to find out, who's the real OG of Grow a Garden content? Using a few Google tricks, I filtered videos posted in March, but nothing came up. So I pushed the date forward, and then I found it. A video by Azrillich, posted on April 1st, 2025. At that time, Grow a Garden had only 2,000 concurrent players, and the game looked wild. The shop had an offer for 9 super seeds, and he was actually hyped about getting 1 million shekels.
1.2 million?
Did you play Grow a Garden back then? Trying the weirdest Grow a Garden clones. Grow a Garden is the biggest game on Roblox, and with big success comes shameless devs trying to get in on the hype. Today I played Grow a Car. At least there was a different map, but the UI looked suspiciously familiar. The shop actually took 10 seconds to load. I got my first car, and when I finally crafted the gold version, it was literally worse than having the 4 normal ones. The whole thing felt more like a tycoon, unlike Grow a Garden, where you actually have to plant, water, and use sprinklers on your plants. So yeah, no surprise it only has 300 players. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. How good is the Grandmaster Sprinkler? Really? It's been out for just over a week now, and people say it's insane. But is it actually that good? I tested it. I grabbed 600 bamboo seeds, plus a Grandmaster Sprinkler. First, the control test. 200 seeds, no sprinklers. The average weight was 4.29 kilograms. The largest bamboo was 13.60 kilograms. Next, a Master Sprinkler. Average weight of 4.53 kilograms. Largest, 21.50 kilograms. Finally, the Grandmaster Sprinkler. Average, 4.64 kilograms. Largest, 21.63 kilograms. The Grandmaster Sprinkler only increased the average weight by 2.43%. So, the Grandmaster Sprinkler isn't that crazy after all? Or is my luck just that bad? Sprinklers do not work on single harvest plants. Yesterday, I made a video testing the Grandmaster Sprinkler on bamboo, and you guys were quick to let me know in the comments.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Going back to my oldest videos, I've used the sprinkler method on everything from carrots to bamboo to mushrooms, and it was all for nothing. So let's take a moment of silence for all the sprinklers I wasted on single harvest crops. You will be missed. And please tell me I wasn't the only one who didn't know that. I've been trying to grow the biggest giant pinecone tree, but no luck. So today I tried a plant that might even rival my pink lily, the tall asparagus. I opened 46 gourmet packs and got 3. With the help of a Grandmaster Sprinkler, they easily reached the second leaf of my pink lily. But I knew I could do better, so I brought in mooncats and ended up with 3 golden asparaguses that almost touched the 5th leaf. About half as tall. Not bad. But do you think the asparagus can reach even higher? Trying the weirdest Grow a Garden clones. Part 2. Today I played Grow a Candy. This game is much more shameless than the last one. The map is a 1-to-1 copy of Grow a Garden, same layout, same shop stands, same UI, even a night event. It just looked way worse. This player had a decent garden, but they were AFK. So I grew my first candy. This is supposed to be the same as a carrot. I checked the gear shop, and there was literally only watering cans. Then I noticed something weird. There were some random models floating off the side of the map. I thought it might be an obby, so I tried to complete it, and it was impossible. But once I respawned, I literally couldn't do anything. Open the shop, plant seeds, or harvest. The game was completely broken. This game is not only a direct copy, but it is terrible. I'm giving it a 0 out of 10. How rich is the average player in Grow a Garden? Grow a Garden's economy is broken. Duped fruits worth 744 trillion shekels have been passed around like candy. But are most players actually that rich? I joined 100 public servers to find out. Some lobbies were insanely stacked. I have trillions and still look broke, but the results are in. The average Grow a Garden player has 72.88 billion shekels. Honestly, I thought it would be way higher. So, do you have more money than the average player? I finally unlocked the max pet inventory, and it's still not enough. Back on July 5th, the ability to increase your pet inventory was finally added. After sacrificing 5 pets, it went from 60 to 85. That's way too small for how many useful pets there are. So here's how to fix it. 1. Add more upgrade tiers. Instead of 5, make it 10 or 20. Unlike pet and egg equip slots, there's no real reason this one can only have 5 upgrades. 2. If it has to stay at 5, make them add more space, like plus 10 each for 25 extra slots. We keep getting new pets, but no extra room to store them. So for now, the weirdest new achievements in Grow a Garden. 104 new achievements just dropped, and some of them are brutal. First up, sell 1,000 burning buds. For a single harvest plant, that's gonna take a while. Then there's one to shovel 1,000 plants. My garden will be completely empty by the end, but at least those reward prismatic seeds. This next one is pure evil. A rare achievement to harvest 500 corn, the most hated crop in the game, which means players will be planting it everywhere. And the worst part? They originally gave good rewards like the bone blossom, then swapped them out for seed packs. What happens when your garden hits level 50? Well, mine's only level 10, but based on the update notes, I've got a pretty good idea. First, you'd have to complete every achievement. That gets you all the silver seed packs and the Statue of Achievement, which adds plus 100 backpack slots. Not bad so far. But here's where it gets weird. According to the update notes, you earn rewards at certain levels. So what do you actually get? You can change your fence. Yeah, that's it. You unlock these 3 fence skins as you level up. It's a flex, sure, but after grinding 104 brutal achievements, that reward feels pretty underwhelming. Just use cosmetics, bro. Every time I make a video with a giant plant, there's always someone in the comments telling me to build an obby to the top. That would be great, but there's actually a cosmetic height limit, and it doesn't go very high. But it got me wondering, since the pancake stack attracts pets, what happens if I place it way up high? So I tried it, and it turns out, it doesn't change anything. The pets just gather underneath. Kind of expected, but at least there will be no more comments saying, today in Grow a Garden I had one simple goal, to grow a beanstalk taller than this beanstalk from the event. I have a decent-sized beanstalk already, but it doesn't quite measure up. I currently have 10 beanstalk seeds, so I got to work. My first 50 tries got me nothing. After 100 tries, all I had to show was this beanstalk that barely outgrew my old one. So I had to pull out the ancient beanstalk ritual. First, change into a beanling. Then, place 3 pancake stacks just like I do. Finally, add in your mooncats and pancake moles. Once they begin taking a nap, place 1 godly sprinkler, 4 basic, and 1 advanced. And boom, it still wasn't even close. Today in Grow a Garden, I wanted to see how long it would take to get the Elder Strawberry seed, while only using strawberries. So I made a new account and got to work. Now, I know what you're thinking. You can't even buy strawberries without selling a carrot first. That's why I gifted myself 1 strawberry worth 100 shekels. Skipping the tutorial completely broke the shop, but after rejoining twice, it finally worked. First, I needed to get some money, so I planted strawberries until I had about 30,000 shekels. Then I AFK'd overnight. And when I came back, I had over 600 seeds, so of course, I planted them all. Now I had more strawberries than I could ever harvest. But here's the problem. A full inventory only sells for 6,000 shekels, which means I'd need over 10,000 harvests for 1 elder strawberry. So I needed a shortcut. Normally, the master sprinkler costs 10 million shekels, way out of reach. But you can also get one for free from the beanstalk event, and luckily 2 of the categories are berry plants and fruit plants. So I waited for my chance, grew the beanstalk, and on my 4th try, I got the master sprinkler. Now we're in business, but this challenge is far from over. Today in Grow a Garden, I'm back on my journey to get the elder strawberry, using only strawberries. I started with the master sprinkler I got from the beanstalk, and it gave me some ridiculously huge strawberries. I had just enough money to craft a lightning rod, so I placed it in my garden and waited. When a thunderstorm finally hit, I thought I was about to be rich. The first harvest gave me 5.8 million shekels, way better than before. But after harvesting everything, I still only had 39.2 million. I need over 70 million, and just doing the same grind again would be boring.
Boring!
So I came up with a devious plan to grow a single strawberry worth 30 million shekels, and it just might work. Today in Grow a Garden, it's part 3 of my quest to get the elder strawberry, using only strawberries. I was grinding as usual when I spotted this player in his garden. His name was Sprinkler Supplier, and he literally had a master sprinkler on his head. So I asked if he could give me a grandmaster sprinkler. He actually said yes, but only if I gave him all the shekels I had earned so far. I agreed. Back to 0 shekels. But now I had a grandmaster sprinkler. My strawberries started growing bigger than I had ever seen before. Once the sprinkler ran out, I AFK'd all night. When I came back, it was insane. On just my 2nd harvest, I pulled in over 30 million. And after harvesting everything, I had more than 200 million shekels. Finally, I could buy the elder strawberry. And it wasn't in stock. Today in Grow a Garden, I'm running experiments on my squirrels. A few weeks ago, I collected 8 squirrels like they were the Infinity Stones, all for one goal: infinite reclaimers. But even with 8 squirrels, the percentage to keep a reclaimer never passed 100, so I was still losing some. That ends today. I'm getting rainbow and gold squirrels, so I'll never have to craft another reclaimer again. So I got started. The first squirrel was shiny, and the next one was tiny. No luck. Then the next 2, also shiny. My luck cannot be this bad. Finally on the 5th squirrel, golden. But the last 3 were mega, iron skin, and shiny. Only 1 out of 8 actually improved my chances. So basically, I just wasted my Robux. Achievements just got a huge buff in Grow a Garden. Everyone was focused on the admin war. And fair enough, it was insane. Both events had to be delayed because Roblox servers were dying. Hundreds of seeds and sprinklers were restocked, and they even gave out the chicken zombie. But after the chaos, I noticed something. I got an achievement for saving 100 reclaimers, so I checked my garden guide, and they added a whole new category. And this time, the rewards are actually good. Pet eggs, new lollipops, egg hatching machines, and the grand prize, a rainbow pet shard. The grind might actually be worth it now. Today in Grow a Garden, I wanted to see which plant grows taller, the tall asparagus or the lucky bamboo. Both plants have been rumored to reach the height limit. First, I harvested this giant asparagus. It's so big, I can't even move it with the trowel. Next, I planted 27 lucky bamboo. I got the perfect setup and placed the Grandmaster sprinkler, and then... Turns out it's not even close. The tall asparagus easily outgrows the lucky bamboo. I won't be needing these anymore. Today in Grow a Garden, I'm going over the worst items to buy with Robux. If you ever spent Robux on these, you might be cooked. First up, these 4 items from the gear shop. 3 of them are literally guaranteed to be in stock, and trading tickets are super common. AFK for 30 minutes and you'll have plenty. Next, any single growth crop, especially the watermelon and pumpkin. Sure, carrot and orange tulip cost less than 20 Robux, but the watermelon is 195 Robux, and sprinklers don't even work on it. Imagine dropping 195 Robux for this. And the #1 thing you should never buy is Grow All. We already have watering cans and pets that do the same thing. Even if you have one of those giant burning buds that take days to grow, it will only advance by 6%. Have you ever spent your Robux on one of these? Today in Grow a Garden, I'm back trying to grow an insanely big giant pine cone tree. Thanks to all the admin abuses, I now have 41 giant pine cone seeds. I planted over 100 seeds, hoping for something massive. And on my first try, I actually got one way bigger than the rest. Once it finished growing, it was towering above the clouds. But even then, it still couldn't beat the tall asparagus. So I kept going. The second try was nothing special. I was down to my last chance. So I spammed watering cans until everything was grown. Looked up, and they were all just normal. Today in Grow a Garden, I'm ranking my 3 favorite fruits of all time. And surprisingly, the pink lily isn't one of them. Number 3 is the dragon fruit. Most people hate this one since the tree is messy and the fruit isn't worth much. But it was my first giant tree ever, so it will always be special. Plus, the fruit actually looks cool with the right mutations. Number 2 is the moon melon. The moon melon method might be the most used farming method in the entire game. It's simple, consistent, and the giant melons always look insane. And number 1, the lilac. It's easy to get, makes billions with just a few sprinklers, and it can get absolutely massive. So these plants might not be the most valuable, but...
She is very gorgeous to me!
Is Garden Ascension actually worth it? You do get some great rewards, like an extra garden slot and plus 50 pet inventory. But you have to give up all your shekels. For someone like me, with only 5 trillion, it's definitely worth it. But for anyone with 1 QA or more, not so much. And here's the problem. You can just use an alt. Or that's what I thought. But they actually removed shekels trading. There's no way to cheat the system.
There's no way out of this one.
This is Jandel's first attempt at fixing the economy. And personally, I am a big fan. Most players got rich from duped fruits anyway. But what do you think? Can you actually grow these 2 official Grow a Garden fruits? On the Grow a Garden homepage, there are 10 showcase pictures. Most don't mean much, but 2 of them, a pepper and a burning bud, actually have numbers on them. So can we grow them? Not exactly. Both pictures show the fruit without mutations, which would mean this pepper is over 5,490 kilograms. After my best attempts, the biggest pepper I've ever grown was only 97 kilograms. What about the burning bud? I took a closer look, and the value looked oddly familiar.
Wait a minute!
Turns out they just copied the number and added a single digit. So yeah, safe to say nobody's growing these fruits anytime soon. Is Grow a Garden finally cooked? Right now the game has about 840,000 players, which is still insane. Most games could only dream of that. But ever since it blew up back in April, it was constantly breaking 1 million CCU. But as of right now, 2 games have surpassed it. Steal a Brain Rot and 99 Nights in the Forest, which almost doubles its player count. So what caused this? Well, it's been over 3 weeks since Jandel announced the start of the method era. Some of those changes have been fun, but the biggest hit to the game was definitely the economy changes in the latest update. Anyone with over 10 QA literally couldn't earn more shekels.
Nope.
And even though they removed it pretty fast, it still felt like a slap in the face to the most hardcore players. But is it actually over? We'll only know once the next updates drop. If the player count keeps sliding, Jandel might have to shake up the gameplay in a big way. And even with all this, the game actually hit its peak player count just 10 days ago. But what do you think? Today in Grow a Garden, I'm paying to win, but just a little. I've got 5 super seeds. Super seeds can turn into any obtainable plant from the seed shops or the normal seed pack. They'll be gold, rainbow, or if you're super unlucky, just normal. All for the very low price of 37 Robux. But now I get why people call this a scam. On my very first attempt, I got a carrot.
Oh, hell no!
Though the next 4 were way better. A golden peach tree, a golden beanstalk, a golden pineapple, and a rainbow cactus. My very first rainbow plant, which made me wonder, how many tries would it take to grow a giant rainbow cactus? Did you know there's a secret version of Grow a Garden? And chances are, you've already played it. But it's not a mod or a knockoff. It's an official version, hidden in plain sight. And only brand new players can access it. When you join for the first time, the game title will be slightly different. First, you will notice everyone has almost no shekels. But still, it almost looks the same. Then you realize the gear shop is missing, and so is the event island. This version only has the seed shop. And you can still gift other players. But here's the crazy part. If a friend who's already played the game joins, it looks completely normal for them. I guess technically we've all played this version, we just didn't know it. The daily quest system just got a huge update. So, is it finally worth doing? Before today, you would get 1 to 3 normal seed packs. Now you can earn gear, random seeds, and even the new gardener seed pack. But there's a small problem. You can only earn 1 seed pack per week, and the best seed, the urchin plant, only has a 10% drop rate. Sure, it has a base value over 100,000 shekels, but if you're unlucky, that's 10 weeks for a single rare plant.
What?
I might finally get the urchin plant just in time for Halloween. Have you ever seen this restock button in Grow a Garden? For 79 Robux, you can refresh the seed shop. I always skipped it because it felt like a scam, but I was curious about what actually happens when you buy it. So I spent 790 Robux to find out, and it was pretty weird. First, these restocks don't follow the normal rules. One time, every seed up to the mushroom was in stock. It felt like admin abuse. Then another time, the worst stock I've ever seen. Next, paid restocks override the normal shop cycle. Your shop will be completely different for at least 2 cycles before finally resyncing. Finally, the restock is shop specific. A seed shop restock won't affect the gear shop and vice versa. So, is it worth it? Honestly, it's not the complete scam I thought it was, but still, there's no reason anyone should be buying this. Today in Grow a Garden, I'm trying to get the sugar apple using only apples. So I made a new account and got started. But wait, I never posted the finale of my last challenge. So here it is. The Elder Strawberry finally came in stock. I bought it, planted it with the instant grow glitch. And it was beautiful. My hard work was worth it. Now, back to apples. I got 3,250 shekels through totally legitimate means. An apple seed came in stock. I bought it, but apple trees take forever to grow. I needed watering cans. But I was broke. I checked the shop.
Nope.
No free cans. The good news is apples are worth more than strawberries. I just needed to save 50,000 shekels. Once my tree was grown, I got to work. I quickly got a lucky harvest and 3 more seeds came in stock as well. That put me at 5 trees, but they were all still growing. After 1 hour of farming, I finally bought 10 watering cans. And just like that, my garden turned into an apple orchard. On my 6th seed, I even got a giant tree. Now I can finally start making real money. Today in Grow a Garden, I'm trying to get the sugar apple, using only apples. Last time I had 6 trees and no money, so I AFK'd overnight. When I came back, my apples had mutated beautifully, and I had 9 new seeds. I grabbed a godly sprinkler for 120,000 shekels, and after a few cycles, I was up to 7 million shekels. But instead of grinding again, I waited for admin abuse. This time, Jandel spammed weather events, including a brand new and completely broken one called the Rain Dance. It glitched out and kept mutating my whole garden for over an hour.
I am under the water. Please help me.
By the end, my apples looked insane. Just then, Jandel stocked the sugar apple. But I still needed 18 million shekels. So I harvested everything, sold it, and got 19 million. I couldn't believe how perfect it was. So I bought and planted the sugar apple seed. And just like that, the challenge was complete. But wait, we're almost at 100,000 subscribers. To celebrate, I'm giving away Robux to 10 subscribers. Check my community post for all the details. How long can a total noob survive in 99 nights in the forest? It's me, I'm the noob. This game's been #1 on the Roblox charts for a few weeks, but I've never played it, so I want to see how far I can get with no idea how to play. I joined the game and started a solo match. On day 1, I chopped wood, upgraded my campfire, and figured out I could sprint. Night came, and this spooky deer just stared at me. Creepy, but no attacks. Day 2, I finally got food and figured out how to use the inventory. Day 3, I found coal, built a bunny trap, and opened the seed box. Still no enemies. I was getting confident. But then, day 4, this message popped up. Tonight you will be attacked. Uh-oh, I sprinted back to base, ready for anything. The deer came back, still just watching. Nope. But then, 2 dudes with axes rushed me. I panicked, swung wildly, and yeah, I died. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. I need an empty garden, so I cleared my second save slot. Now I need 4 sugar apple trees in these precise locations. And finally, I need to grow a giant sugar apple. Luckily, I have 18 Grandmaster sprinklers. Yep, that will do. Now I change the fence back to default and get my bacon hair alt to stand in front of me. Well, at least I tried my best. Can I climb the fairy tree and grow a garden? The fairy world sits on a separate island, but it's still within the world barrier. I knew I could do it, and I knew just how to get there. I set up my bench, found the perfect launch angle, and I got pretty close. But I didn't make it. But after a few more tries, I managed to stick the landing. I tried to wall hop up, but either I'm not good enough, or it's just not possible. So instead, I tried to break into the fairy world without the portal. But as soon as I landed, I was teleported right back to my garden. Looks like you need the portal after all. Technically, I didn't make it to the top, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing up there anyway. What are the most useless items in Grow a Garden? Well, here's a few that might as well not exist. First up, the cleaning spray.
Actually, the cleaning spray isn't useless. It's needed for a lot of crafting recipes. And it actually has a...
Bro, this is my video. And yes, the cleaning spray is useless, because who actually wants less mutations on their crops? Next, the Tranquil Staff, Corrupt Staff, and Nectar Staff. Similar to the Night Staff, they help mutate more fruits during each event cycle. At least they used to. Ever since the Zen and Bee events ended, they actually do nothing. And finally, the basic sprinkler. I'm still not sure if this thing even works, and players will stack 5 of them on the sprinkler method. It may be one of the oldest gears, but it's still worthless. At this point, my inventory has more junk than actual plants. Secret Grow a Garden updates you probably missed. You can't shovel sprinklers anymore. There used to be a glitch that made them last forever if you did, but that's gone. You can finally walk on mango trees. Before, they were one of the only plants you couldn't stand on. Weirdly, the moon mango wasn't changed. The new best mutation was added a few weeks ago. Celestial plus Aurora equals Cosmic, giving a 240 times multiplier. And lastly, I'm giving away Robux as a celebration for hitting 100,000 subs. Check my community post to enter. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. First, I had to remove the sugar apples from last time. Then I planted Romanescos. I needed 1 tall and 5 small. This one worked for the tall, and I got 3 small ones too. But these 2 wouldn't stop growing too tall. One even turned gold. Finally, they were the perfect size. Sadly, I actually needed to use the cleaning spray. I lined them up, except this one, it just won't fit in the middle. Then I turned into a green bean. Finally, I removed this heart. All done. Better or worse than my last one. There's a new rarest achievement in Grow a Garden, and it actually makes core plants worth completing.
Actually, the core plants are a total waste of time. You have to harvest 20,000 mutated plants, gift 100 orange tulips, and become a literal professional chef. All for a dumb cosmetic and some silver seed packs, which only give a 5x multiplier.
Wrong, because that's not all you get. In the Admin War update, 4 new badges were added. 3 are easy enough, but the last one is the grand achievement. You unlock it by completing all 104 core plant achievements. And right now, only 27,041 players have it, which would put you in the top 0.0009% of Grow a Garden players. I have to earn 1 trillion shekels with whatever seed this wheel gives me. It has every multi-harvest crop from the seed shop. Here we go. The pepper seed? Not bad. Luckily, I already had 29 peppers. I planted them all and harvested just to see what I was working with. Yeah, that's not impressive. So I tried the sprinkler method, and the peppers got huge. But after hours of mutating, I only made 25 billion. That's just 2.5% of my goal. Even this behemoth was only worth 224 million. So I decided to bring in the Badlands Pepper. Call it cheating if you want. This time, I used the Spice Spritzer Sprinkler and AFK'd all night to let mutations stack. In the morning, I harvested everything, even using giant ants to duplicate fruits. It looked amazing. I went to sell 45 billion shekels. After more than 24 hours, I've only made 70 billion total. Yeah, I might be cooked. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. First, I had to put my pepper challenge on hold. Then I planted my elder strawberries and used the Grandmaster Sprinkler to make them giant. This one is the perfect size. Next, I placed the plants in the right spots. Waited for the fruits to regrow. Then hopped on my bacon hair alt, bought this face and changed his skin tone. On my main, I held the fruit, then used my alt to stand in front. Finally, I removed my name tag from the picture. All done. Am I getting better at this? I decided to survive 99 nights in the forest, so I recruited my noob friend. At first he said, "No way, that sounds scary." His favorite game is Steal a Brain Rot, so that made sense. But eventually he joined. I showed him how to gather wood and use his inventory, and things started smoothly. Until day 13, when I died to an alpha wolf. I had to rely on my noob teammate to revive me, and somehow he actually did. By day 21, we had saved the second kid. Day 32, I finally got a decent axe. Day 48, we had built an oil drill. Day 53, I found a strong axe, which could one-shot any tree. That's when our real base began. Day 73, my teammate died twice. Day 83, we both died to the deer at night. I couldn't give up, so I spent 200 Robux to revive us. From there, we pushed through and finally survived all 99 nights. It took over 2 hours. And then he immediately left the game. How good is crop mastery in Grow a Garden? You can now level up crops to boost size and growth speed. You do this by planting, harvesting, and selling a crop. The first level only gives a tiny 0.02% bonus, but luckily I have an account with unlimited strawberries. After grinding, I reached the max bonus, 15%. So how big of a difference is that? After some simple testing, I already have way more giant strawberries than before. And if you apply this to valuable crops, it could get crazy. Do you think crop mastery is OP or just mid? Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. This was the first picture I needed cosmetics for, so I stocked up on beach crates. I got the chair, the cooler, and the beach ball, but they were all red instead of blue, and you can't even sit in the chair. Luckily, I found an emote that worked. Next, I needed a small coconut tree. First try, actually perfect. Then came the giant banana. My Grandmaster Sprinkler wasn't cutting it.
Nope.
But then I remembered, the tropical mist sprinkler and toucans will help. That did the trick. Finally, I needed my alt. I bought the face, straw hat, and emote. But Grow a Garden doesn't let you use emotes. So I improvised, took the background on my main, the emote shot on my alt, and just added it in after. All done. Not my best work, but I tried. It finally happened. Grow a Garden officially dropped below Brookhaven RP and player count.
Oh no, this can't be.
For weeks, the top games have been the same. Number 1, 99 Nights in the Forest. Number 2, Steal a Brain Rot. And number 3, Grow a Garden. But today, Grow a Garden slid down to number 4. What? Even Jandel switched his focus to his new game, Plants vs. Brain Rots. And with no big announcements for future updates, only 6 months after the game's launch, these might be the final few weeks of Grow a Garden. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. At first it looks easy, but there are a few big problems. The plot is the wrong color. It's way too small.
Nope.
And the fence completely ruins the shot, so I needed another way. I tried a few Grow a Garden clones, but nope, still stuck with tiny brown plots, so I had no choice. I opened Roblox Studio for the first time in years. Step 1, change the base plate color, easy. Step 2, grab a free carrot model. Step 3, drop a spiral and fill it with carrots. This part took forever, but eventually it looked right. And then I just removed this thing, flipped the picture 180 degrees. All done. I'm kind of proud of this one. Can you survive 99 nights in the forest with only a level 1 campfire? Day 1 was peaceful, no deer attacks, and the whole map felt tiny. But the level 1 campfire burned out insanely fast. I had to feed it constantly. Then I had a brilliant idea. I should only light it at night. Food was not a problem. Rabbits practically lined up to be dinner. The real threat was the cultist raids. No armor, no defenses, just me and my assassin class. Okay, it was super easy. The hardest part was the sheer boredom. I couldn't explore or save kids.
Nope.
I could only build 1 bed, and days crawled by in 2s. By day 20, I'd already been playing 45 minutes, which meant 4 hours until day 100.
Oh, hell no!
To stay sane, I climbed trees, practiced throwing, and even started looking forward to seeing the hungry deer each night. He was my only friend. But on night 56, disaster struck. I misclicked and tossed in one extra log, upgrading the fire to level 2. Challenge failed. I dropped all my weapons and walked out into the darkness. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. Step 1, grow a giant pepper plant. Most pepper plants are pretty small, but eventually I grew this one. Next, I needed some big peppers. I tried the sprinkler method and came back to the tiniest peppers I've ever seen. Tried again, and somehow they were even smaller. What? This plant might be broken, and even when they actually decided to grow, they were still just decent, but I'll have to make it work. Now all that was left was getting my bacon hair account to stand right here. All done. Bro, these peppers were way too small. I tried Plants vs. Brain Rots, and I completely regret it. Jandel's new game has been rivaling Grow a Garden in player count for the past few days. And the worst part is that instead of playing like Plants vs. Zombies, it's actually just a mashup of Grow a Garden and Steal a Brain Rot. The shop system is from Grow a Garden, while the Brain Rot spawner, fuse machine, and rebirth system are exactly like Steal a Brain Rot. Turns out Sammy isn't the only one who can take popular features from different games. But at least 99 Nights is still #1 by far. How long does it take to get on the 99 Nights in the Forest leaderboard? Right now, the number 50 player has 16,522 nights. Each day-night cycle takes 4.5 minutes, with the maximum 9x multiplier. That still comes out to 16,522 days divided by 9 times 4.5 minutes for each day, which gives us 8,261 minutes. That's 5 days and 17 hours of nonstop playing. And while surviving that long without dying is already insane, you'd also need NASA-grade internet that never drops, not even for a second. So yeah, good luck to anyone trying to get on that board. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. And out of all the pictures I've tried so far, this was by far the hardest. There wasn't an accurate model in Roblox Studio. To be fair, that's a rocket ship, not a carrot. I had no choice but to make one. At first, I was completely lost. The controls felt impossible. But little by little, I made progress. First shaping the carrot, then adding indentations, then the stem, and finally the leaves. It actually looked beautiful. But when I imported it into Roblox Studio, no color. After a lot of trial and error, it finally worked. A perfect 1-to-1 carrot inside Roblox Studio. So I placed 12 of them, just like the original picture. Added a flower pot, a watering can, and brought in my alt account. I took the right side shot, then the left side shot, and stitched them together. All done. Did I pull it off? Have you ever heard the sound when you join 99 Nights in the Forest? Turns out that's the door chime from a 2003 Chevy Malibu. So maybe it's no coincidence the lobby is modeled after a parking lot. Today in 99 Nights, I want to see how good fishing really is. But there's one problem. The best loot is only found in the Bone Pond, which is all the way at the edge of the map, right next to the bears. So I decided to build a peaceful fishing retreat. Now, I can fish in peace. So I cast my line 100 times. % of the items were actually useful. I was in the 99 Nights lobby when I noticed a player begging for gems. So I made her a deal. However many nights you survive, that's how many gems you get. She agreed, and another boy asked to join too. So the 3 of us joined a game. I told them I'd gather a few resources, but the rest of the work was up to them. For me, it was a peaceful life. I spent mornings chopping wood and afternoons fishing. But by day 3, the girl had already died. The boy revived her, but started calling her a noob. She didn't like that and started shooting at him, so he ran away. That night, cultists raided. The girl wasn't ready and died instantly. The boy came back the next morning with nothing but a ray gun. He fought bravely and actually killed them all. But right as he finished, he starved, ending the challenge at only 34 days. So we went to the lobby and I gave them each 40 gems. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. First I grabbed a free pepper model and it had way too many studs. So I brought it into Blender and added 1 stud for each face. Just like the picture. Then I exported it back into Roblox Studio and it looked like this. What? Yeah, not exactly what I had in mind. Luckily, I could remove the brick texture and color it manually. Next, I needed a garden plot. This model was perfect. I just had to remove the fence. Then came the hard part, rotating the pepper just right. That took longer than expected. I added a free cam script so I could get a better camera angle and joined on my alt. Finally, I added a shadow just like the picture. All done. Wait, why is it actually good? 99 nights, but I can only use traps. That's right, no weapons. I picked the decorator class for the hammer. Day 1, I hunted for metal. Then I upgraded the crafting bench and built my first 2 traps. Time to test them. I set up near the Dino Kid, and the wolves stood no chance. Same for the Alpha Wolves. The first raid was also a free win. Then came the Squid Kid. Considering these are bear traps, they don't work very well on bears. Most of the time, they just run right over them. What? It took all day, but the Squid Kid was safe. Next up, crossbow cultists. Unlike melee cultists, they only chase you if they can see you. No hiding behind walls. Then came the final rescue, the Koala Kid. I showed up with 8 traps and laid them out like this. I took down a few bears, but had to leave for the night. The next day I got the gray key. Pro tip, when running from bears, make wide turns. They will never catch you that way. With the 9x multiplier, it was smooth sailing to day 100. But I wanted to go one step further, the stronghold. But you actually can't place these anywhere on the map. And the crossbow cultists wouldn't follow me out. Nope. So I sacrificed myself to get this badge instead. How long can you outrun the deer in 99 nights? I used the lumberjack class, so I have no speed buffs. The deer doesn't attack on night 1. On night 2, you can easily outrun him.
Bye, have a great time.
And based on my tests, you can keep outrunning him all the way until day 80. After that, he's officially faster than you. And if the deer is hungry before day 80, he will easily outrun you. But there is one trick that makes him completely harmless. Just run backwards while shining your flashlight at him. He'll never catch you. So now you should never die to this spooky deer. 99 nights, but I cut down the entire forest. It all started when I pulled this chainsaw on only day 13. The plan was simple. Cut down the regular map first, then do the snow biome. The snow biome only has small trees, so it was going to be super satisfying. The issue was, it was going to take a really long time. By day 26, I had barely made a dent. But by day 100, there were barely any trees left by the camp. By day 200, I discovered a glitch that causes the deer to be stuck in one spot.
That boy is stuck in time.
Day 500, I reached the outer part of the map, and by day 750, only the snow biome was left. The map looked empty. I made one more trip around the map to clean up any trees I had missed, and this happened. Nah, bro, 768 days for nothing? 99 nights, but I can't upgrade the campfire until the whole map is filled in. First, I built a map, then I ran around the starting area. The second area took a bit longer, but I was still able to finish before day 3. Next, I saved the Dino Kid and finished the third area by day 7. The fourth area took a long time. I built a boost pad to help, but by day 33, I still had 3 tiny squares left. All done. By this point, I was playing Cardio Simulator. It took until day 103 to finally upgrade the fire, and that's without the max multiplier. Now for the final level, I built a teleporter to the edge of the map and started running. Eventually, I made a full circle around the outside. Then I ever so slowly filled in the gaps. By day 200, there was only a few tiny spots left, and somehow I managed to die. Yeah, let's just forget about that. This might be the most satisfying thing to do in 99 nights. How rare is each animal pelt in 99 nights? Starting with the most common, the Arctic fox pelt with a 50% chance. The polar bear actually comes in second with a 33% chance. Third place goes to the wolf pelt, a 20% chance of dropping. Fourth place is a tie. The bunnyfoot and alpha wolf pelt both have a 16% chance. And finally, the bear pelt comes in last with only a 10% chance of dropping. So, like this video to get every pelt on your first try. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. There wasn't an acorn model in Roblox Studio, so I had to make one from scratch. Luckily, it's just a bunch of cubes. The hardest part was cutting these little squares on the sides. Looks good. Then I added the classic Roblox stud texture. For the background, I grabbed this garden plot, tweaked the colors, and set up the lighting. I even found the exact sky used in the picture. I added a block for my character to stand on, joined the game, and lined up the shot. Then in Photoshop, I added the white glow, just like the original. Finally, I added the shadow. All done. Why is my bacon hair so chunky? What's the rarest achievement in 99 nights? With almost 2 million people playing at all times, most badges aren't really rare anymore. For example, the Survive 10 Days badge has been earned by over 208 million players. Even Survive 100 Days has over 48 million completions. But the rarest achievement was only completed by 193,000 players. And that achievement is metalworking. To earn it, you just needed to craft 50 ammo boxes at this ammo furnace. What? But it was only obtainable for 1 week during part 1 of the volcanic update. So if you've got this badge, you're forever in the top 200,000 players. What's the rarest item in 99 nights? Well, most items are pretty common. Entity drops are technically infinite. And you can even farm tactical shotguns by replaying the stronghold. But not every server has every item. When you join a game, it randomly spawns with either the volcanic biome or the snow biome, which means all the items from the other biome are locked out. Then on night 2, it splits again into alien, frog, or meteor variants. And out of those, alien items are objectively the hardest to get. So something like the alien armor should be the rarest item then, right? Well, not quite. There's one set of items you can only ever get once per game, no matter what. The rarest item in 99 nights is actually the 4 keys used to save the kids. How long does the campfire actually last in 99 nights? I wanted to find out. I joined a game, upgraded the fire, cooked some stew, and waited. By 30 minutes, it was already halfway out. At 1 hour, there was barely anything left. And after 17 in-game days, 5 cultist raids and 7 blizzards, the campfire finally went out in 1 hour and 20 minutes. This is the most broken item in 99 nights. The teleporter should be one of the best items in the game. You can jump straight to the stronghold, volcano, or even the edge of the map. But there are 2 big problems. First, it's the only craftable item that can't be picked up with the hammer. Once you place it, it's permanent, which is even more annoying because of the second issue. If you have more than 2 teleports, you don't get to choose where you go. Nope. The game just picks one at random. And it only gets worse the more teleports you build. But it would be super easy to fix. Just add a UI where you select your destination, and even integrate the map for a nice visual. But for now, recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. I didn't even know what plant this is, so I looked it up and found out it's a brand new plant called Mummy's Hand. It wasn't in Roblox Studio, so I built it myself. I started with the hand, then the arm, and finally this glowing cube. Not bad. Then I set up the garden plot. I grabbed a Sam character model, morphed into him, and climbed the plant. Except he wouldn't do the correct pose. I tried to make an animation, but it completely failed. So I just adjusted the model and added him in afterwards. All done. Well, at least the hand looks pretty accurate. Recently, I've made some pretty accurate garden pictures. But what about actual plants? Today, I'm trying to build my best plant from scratch. I started by making 1 section and a leaf, easy enough. Then I stacked 11 of them on top of each other. Then came this part, and finally, the flower. For some reason, I spent 15 minutes trying to make the petals like this. Then I decided to turn my brain on and just used a triangle. And just like that, the flower was done.
What is that?
Turns out I made it so tall that the top didn't even load in. Yup, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Let's go back to the start. I saw this video, and it looked interesting. Except bro didn't even try.
Are you serious, my brother?
So I decided to do it the real way. I gave myself 2 rules. 1, I can use anything in the starting area. 2, if the fire goes out, I can leave the circle, but I can't leave the starting area. So I grabbed the fisherman class and started a game. I chopped every tree, traded for a decent axe, and started fishing. Eventually, I had enough scrap to upgrade the bench. I couldn't make a bear trap, but the first raid was still easy. After that, I kept fishing, upgraded again, and saved for a biofuel processor. But then I realized my biggest mistake. I upgraded the fire to level 4 way too early. I was barely surviving. One bad rainstorm would end it all. So when it started pouring on day 19, right before nightfall, all my wood turned blue. The deer spawned, and the cultists started raiding. I ran for my life, but I never stood a chance. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today I'm doing this one. First, I built the base of the tree, then I added the branches. After that, the coca mango. Looks good. Then I made the base plate super thin and narrowed down this garden model. Next, I placed the 4 trees in the exact locations. Then this giant coca mango. Then I added these small ones and adjusted the colors. I joined on my alt and took the picture. Next, I brought it into Photoshop, added the glow, and dropped in a shadow underneath. All done. Bro, why is Coca Mango looking at me like that? How good are potions in 99 nights? There are 11 different ingredients, including 5 new flowers. The recipe will be a combination of 2 common ingredients and 1 of the new flowers. But somehow, there's still only 2 potions. What? When you brew one, it'll either turn green or purple. Green gives you good effects, like healing boost, no hunger loss, or sometimes coins. If you're really lucky, it will make you fly. Okay, this guy was just a hacker. Purple gives you a bad effect. Pumpkin head, inverted controls, or just straight up an explosion. But since you can't choose what you get, it's only useful for trolling other players. This is the most useless item in 99 nights. There's only a few items bad enough to even be in this conversation. But in my opinion, the clear most useless item is the freezer.
There's actually no way you're serious. Sure, the freezer sucks, but it's not useless. It works as extra storage, looks better than a shelf, and the old boot still exists, which literally does nothing. Maybe try using your brain before you...
Bro, I'm not reviving you. Technically, the old boot is more useless than the freezer, but it's just a troll item you can fish up, and only from ponds in the outer part of the map. So 90% of players will never even see it.
Nope.
Meanwhile, the freezer is a craftable item, and it gets completely mogged by the shelf, which costs half as much, holds more items, and takes up less space. And I've never seen someone build a freezer without causing a fight.
Brother, this guy.
Regret what you said.
So yeah, the freezer is absolutely useless. Today in 99 nights, my dreams of getting the teamwork badge were crushed.
Bye, have a great time.
So I decided to go for vegetarian instead. The first step was getting a crock pot. Luckily, with pumpkins everywhere, food wasn't really a problem. But then one of my teammates decided it was a good idea to build 12 lightning rods. Like, seriously, why? Anyway, we saved all the kids, raided the UFO mothership, and I even got alien armor. But 2 of our teammates were still dead. So I went looking for meds. I found a hospital and came back, but the boy was still AFK, and the girl just left. So it was up to me and my friend. By day 50, we were running desperately low on fuel. We rushed to build an oil drill. By day 90, we had stabilized and went back to the stronghold. My friend died, but I managed to revive him. And after clearing the stronghold, I got the chainsaw. In the end, it took 1 hour and 16 minutes, but I finally became a vegetarian. And somehow, we never even maxed out the fire. 99 nights, but I can't save the kids. I needed to get the self-preservation badge, but I already felt bad on day 1. I didn't want to just leave them in the cave, so I found a house nearby and placed him inside. At least it's better than a spooky cave. I even hired a private chef to make them dinner. I built the beds to get the 5x multiplier, then saved the next 2 kids and placed them in this room. I raided the ice castle for cultist gems, but the gem fragments were completely glitched. Anyway, there was only 1 kid left. On day 55, I found the cave. It was easier than expected. So I grabbed him and placed him with the others. I had the steak dinners ready to celebrate. But that night, I decided to chop down this tree, and what happened next was crazy. I didn't get a single log or a sapling. What? And yeah, my internet disconnected. Snow biome or volcanic biome in 99 nights. Most people would instantly say the volcanic biome. You get the ammo furnace, the cultist king, and most importantly, the volcano itself, which gives infinite cultist gems and gem fragments. The snow biome only gives the ice temple, which has almost the same loot, but you can only get it once. So objectively, for speedrunning or progression, volcanic is the better choice. But there's one thing about the snow biome that almost no one talks about. After a certain number of days, rain and thunderstorms completely stop. They're replaced by blizzards, which basically do nothing if you have winter gear. Meanwhile, volcanic worlds only have thunderstorms, and after day 100, they get brutal. So the volcano might be better for farming gems, but if you just want to chill and survive peacefully, snow biome takes the win. 99 nights, but I can't sprint. I started a game and immediately failed. Okay, take 2. Day 1, I chopped trees and got the fire to level 3, and the game was already trolling me.
Are you serious, my brother?
On the first night, I saved the dino kid, gathered materials, and somehow got insanely lucky. A red chest gave me a tactical shotgun, perfect for saving the last 2 kids. My next goal, build a boost pad. It was my only hope of reaching the edge of the map. After scavenging for metal, I finally got it. Quickly, I realized I couldn't upgrade the fire normally, so I set my sights on a biofuel processor, and that changed everything. I upgraded the fire to level 5, saved all the kids, and even cleared the stronghold. The treasure room spawned inside a tree, so I couldn't even get the chest.
What is that?
By day 91, I had a 9x multiplier and a finished base. For my final test, I wanted to walk all the way to the edge of the map and back in one day. I charged my boost pad and set off. It took 1.5 minutes to reach the wall. I turned around and slowly walked back to camp. And made it back with 10 seconds to spare. How much extra wood does the lumberjack class give you? It's one of the cheaper classes at just 70 gems, and it gives a small chance for extra logs and saplings every time you chop a tree. To test it, I started by cutting down every tree in the spawn area with no class. After chopping 22 trees, I ended up with 66 logs and 15 saplings. Next, I equipped lumberjack. This time I only had 18 trees, so I upgraded the fire to get a few more. When I finished, I had 81 logs and 22 saplings. That's about a 25% boost to logs and a 50% boost to saplings. Not bad for 70 gems. Today I'm playing the first game I ever joined on Roblox. There's a game called Roblox Replay that shows every game you've ever played, and since my account was made back in 2012, I had no clue what my first one would be. Turns out, it was 2009's classic longest obby, which only has 65 stages. I joined it, and it was weirdly creepy. There were random animals everywhere, and for some reason, one of them had hair.
What is that?
Some levels had cars, but they were completely broken. Eventually, I made it to the winners area and got this achievement. I had finally completed Roblox's longest obby. There were cars, morphs, and paths like every old Roblox game, except none of the morphs or cars worked. Then I found this roller coaster that took me to an island with absolutely nothing on it. In the end, I beat the longest obby in 20 minutes, but honestly, not bad for a 16-year-old Roblox game. Recreating official Grow a Garden pictures. Today, I'm doing this one.
What is that?
Anyway, I started by building some black and white squares. I made a base, then 2 arms, and repeated it below. Eventually, I got this. Then I added Sam, adjusted his pose, and changed the color slightly. I joined the game and set up the perfect angle. All done. I still don't even know what plant this is. How many days has the average player survived in 99 nights? To find out, I joined 100 different servers and recorded every player's max days. And after calculating the average, the results are in. The average 99 nights player has survived a total of 207 days. But wait, something's not right. Just based on the achievements, 242 million players have survived at least 10 days. But only 57 million made it past 100 days, meaning over 77% of players haven't actually beat the game. To find the real average, we can estimate like this. 99 Nights has 16.43 billion lifetime visits. We can estimate that's 275 million unique players all time. Then we have the achievements, which imply a steep drop-off curve. Finally, we can make a weighted estimate. 10% of players have never survived 10 days. 67% survived 10 to 100 days, and 23% have surpassed 100 days. Now we just plug in the values from my 100 server sample, which tells us that the average 99 Nights player has survived about 73 days. I think we can just round down to 6-7. I tried the new #1 game on Roblox. So 99 Nights was briefly passed by a new game called Fish It in concurrent players. 99 Nights took back the #1 spot pretty fast. But Fish It is still holding a strong #2, so I had to check it out. And the second I joined, I noticed something. This game is basically Fish. The game mechanics feel all too familiar. And keep in mind, Fish still averages around 100,000 players. I guess this just shows how big the demand is for a quality fishing game on Roblox, especially after Do Big completely tanked fish into the ground. Do you think Fish It will become the top game on Roblox? Ranking the best Grow a Garden songs. 99 nights, but I can only go out at night. I loaded in and instantly realized this is basically hardcore mode. I sat around for 3 minutes until it finally gets dark, and the run begins. I upgrade the fire and trade for a good sack. Night 2, I save the first kid. Night 3, I loot until sunrise and spend the day in this tower. By night 4, I'm fighting cultists, and that's when I realized my biggest problem. Fuel. The fire was stuck at level 3. I can't save any more kids. Then it starts raining. Great. So the next night I ran from the ram and wolves until I found just enough coal to upgrade the fire and save kid number 2. But I almost died doing it. I barely escaped. I hid in the cave all day. As luck would have it, the deer was hungry. But somehow my flashlight clutches up and I make it home. Nights go by in a blur, raids, looting, and barely keeping the fire alive. I get stuck in a trap, rain hits again, and I'm forced to navigate back to camp in the dark with the deer right behind me. But I recognize this campsite and survive by pure muscle memory. Fuel is still killing my run, so I build a biofuel processor. But even by day 74, I can't reach kid number 3, so I have to go for an oil drill. After looting the volcano biome, I get the fire to 63% and finally build the drill. Now I just have to wait. Using 1 oil barrel and the cultists I had saved since day 1, I could finally go for kid number 3. The deer chased me, but vanishes during the bear fight. Turns out I had trapped him inside a barn. Kid number 3 was safe. All that's left is the final kid. It took until day 119, but the fire is maxed. To save him, I needed to fight 6 bears in the ram, all in the darkness. I line up a lava trap, but I can't place it outside camp. The ram is chasing me, bears everywhere, and then suddenly everything freezes. My game lags out. I thought it was over. But then, the internet comes back, and the ram is gone. A miracle. I pick the bears off one by one, grab the final key at sunrise, sprint into the cave, and the next night, the challenge is complete. Can the deer beat 99 nights for you? In 99 nights, the only thing stopping you from living a peaceful life by the campfire is the cultist raids. But now the deer will help you. So I tried to survive 99 nights without attacking a single cultist. First step, heal the deer. I find 2 bandages, give it some berries, and boom, good as new. Then the first raid. The deer absolutely deletes 2 cultists. Same thing for the second raid. But on the third raid, it didn't show up. I was forced to abandon my base. I gave it a second chance. Maybe it forgot there was a raid that night. But nope, the deer was still nowhere to be found. The worst part is that bro was just watching from the bushes the entire time. This is why you never trust a spooky deer. Speedrunning a random item in 99 nights. The only rule is that I can't use a class that gives me the item. And I have to find it in 5 minutes or I lose. And the item is the med kit. Okay, go! First, I need to upgrade the fire to level 3. Then I'll look and see if there's any hospitals around.
Nope. Bruh.
No hospitals. Luckily, I found some fuel to get the fire to level 4, and now I'm just going to run until I find a med kit. Four minutes and 2 seconds. What's the best blessing in 99 nights? In the new cave biome, there are 4 statues, each giving a different perk. The bat, slower hunger drain. The deer, longer days. The ram, less lightning during storms. And the owl, lower chance of rain. You can stack up to 4 blessings and each one has tier 1 and tier 2. So, which one's actually worth it? At first I thought the deer was insane. Who doesn't want nights that are 20 seconds shorter? But here's the problem. The last 2 blessings are really hard to get. I went in with a tactical shotgun and 58 bullets, and walked out with 1 left. Plus I used over 30 rifle rounds. So realistically, you won't get these final blessings until late game. And if you're still grinding after day 100, you're probably trying to survive as long as possible. But that's where the deer blessing hurts you. In my 1,000-day run, I spammed temporal accelerators to save time. Since Deer 2 actually makes the night shorter, it ends up costing you days. Meanwhile, the ram and owl are just mid. So the best blessing is definitely the bat. Can I get a pet mammoth in 99 nights? I needed to get the husbandry achievement, and I could have just tamed a bear. But nope, I decided to tame the mammoth, the hardest animal in the entire game. First, I had to upgrade my taming flute. So I tamed 2 wolves and a bunny for level 2, then 2 alpha wolves, which cost 8 salmon, which meant fishing. So yeah, I fished for basically 2 days straight. I finally tamed the alpha wolves, upgraded the flute, got my snow gear. Then I spotted a mammoth, went to tame it, and it needed 2 pumpkins and 1 cake. 5 times. That's 10 pumpkins and 5 cakes. So I chopped some trees and built all 20 farm plots. Then I waited, and 2 pumpkins spawned inside my crock pot, where I couldn't grab them.
Are you serious, my brother?
After a few days, I had 13 pumpkins and 3 cakes. Then I went cake hunting and got insanely lucky. 2 cakes in one church and another one sitting right behind it. Now I was ready. I went back to the mammoth, and taming him was actually pretty easy. I named him Manny, but then came the real test. I wanted to bring him into the caves, loaded up on shotgun ammo, went inside, and Manny was nowhere to be found. He couldn't fit through the entrance, and he wouldn't teleport either. Okay, fine, stronghold test, but he still wouldn't come inside. I brought cultists out to him, and bro was barely beating them. At least he helps me climb on top of the stronghold.
Oh my God! What is that?
Are you serious, my brother?
What the dog doing?
Yes! 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 Yes!
You look hungry. Take this. This is how you catch fish. And this is how you grow crops.
Thanks so much.
6 months later.
Come with me. I have prepared you a feast.
OMG.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell.
99 nights, but I play on mobile. I grabbed my charger and started a game. Basic tasks like storing items became difficult. Still, I upgraded the fire twice and went for the first kid. Not too bad. Then I set my sights on a wolf pelt. Got nothing from over 10 wolves.
Are you serious, my brother?
But at least I found a good sack on my own. The run continued as normal until day 35, when I pulled a tactical shotgun. At this point, I was unstoppable. Kids saved, stronghold cooked, got my first cave blessing, and after 81 minutes of neck pain, I survived 99 nights. Yeah, anyone who plays on mobile is built different. I've never left a game so quickly. How I got all 10 guests in the new Thanksgiving update. When the update dropped, I tried doing it with randoms, and we only got 3 out of 10. So I joined the Discord and found a real team. I knew they were serious when they told me to forget about the missing kids. We made it to the 9th recipe, and then saw it needed a swordfish. We were totally unprepared. Another failed run. Next run, we got a swordfish, but ran out of time to cook. And after that, we didn't get a single pumpkin.
Are you serious, my brother?
Everything kept going wrong. But now we had a plan. We knew every recipe, down to the last ingredient. We built all 20 farm plots just to be safe, and slowly but surely checked ingredients off our list. Everything was lining up perfectly. All we needed was the swordfish, but time was running out. I cast my line, bandage, cast again, bandage. Then finally the swordfish. I sprinted back to camp and we cooked each recipe one by one until the last dish. Barbecue ribs. And when Thanksgiving arrived, we had all 10 guests, but there was still an empty chair. Turns out, it was for the deer. 99 nights, but I actually used the radar.
Oh my God.
The radar is one of the most hated items in the game.
Nah, the radar is trash.
So naturally, I decided to build it before anything else. Here it is in all its glory. It can scan 4 different locations, and each scan costs 15 scrap. First, I scanned for the alien ships, which gave me alien armor on only day 6. Next, I scanned for the stronghold, which gave me a chainsaw. This thing is actually kind of useful. Then I scanned for the upgrade hut, since I already found the workshop. The problem was I had nothing to upgrade. So I sat there fishing until my rod finally leveled up, and I was able to use these fish for Thanksgiving dinner. In the end, it took me 84 minutes to beat the game, because I spent all my scrap on the radar. And the best part is that I could have done all of this just by playing normally. 99 nights, but I take 0 damage. That means no lightning, traps, or even eating raw food. I joined a game and quickly found a hospital. Yeah, I won't be needing that. I made sure to never go out at night, or when there was lightning.
Nope.
And I saved all the kids without coming close to taking damage. The cultists never stood a chance. So I tried the stronghold. The wall method made quick work of it with no danger. Next, I wanted to kill a mammoth. I hunted Arctic foxes for their pelt, got my winter gear, and went looking for a mammoth. But before I could find one, this happened.
Are you serious, my brother?
Good thing that was on day 104, so I still beat the challenge. There's actually a way to kill the kiwi in 99 nights. What? Normally, you can't damage the kiwi, or even sacrifice it to the volcano. It can't even jump into lava on its own. That's why I spent 400 days meticulously crafting a strategy to get rid of kiwis, once and for all. Here's what you'll need. Place 1 teleporter at base, and 1 at the edge of the map, like this. Now grab a kiwi, teleport outside the map, walk to the edge, and say goodbye to that kiwi forever.
Bye, have a great time.
What is that?
What the dog doing?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Turns out the stronghold is a complete scam in 99 nights. I've survived 1,000 days, tamed a mammoth, and even defeated the kiwi. Yet I've never completed all 5 levels of the stronghold. But today was different. I flew through the first 3 levels with ease, and each time I kept getting the riot shield.
Oh my God.
I never even used this thing in the first place, but now I have 3 of them. The next time I finally got a shotgun. All that was left was level 5. I grabbed my pet bear Bob and set off. Bob could only help me on the first floor, so I was on my own after that. I used my shotgun, laser cannon, ray gun, kunai, rifle, and infernal crossbow. The cultists didn't know what hit them, but I did all that for another shotgun. And I didn't even get an achievement. 99 nights, but I can't use the sack. I can only carry 1 item at a time. I slowly upgraded my fire to level 3, went to save the first kid, and immediately learned something tragic. You have to put him in the sack.
Oh my God.
So yeah, no kids for me. Time to gather scrap. I had to throw every item across the map just to be slightly efficient. But the real issue wasn't scrap, it was food. Running back and forth tanked my hunger nonstop. So I came up with a plan. Lure animals back to camp, then kill them for food. Eventually I was able to build a crock pot, but I kept thinking about the dino kid. I had walked right into his room, looted the chest, and just left him there. I felt guilty, so I went back. My only choice was to push him all the way home manually. Up the stairs, out of the cave. 1 tiny shove at a time. After 2 full days, he was almost home. But then we came across an insurmountable obstacle. I had to go backwards and find a new path. And after almost 3 in-game days, the dino kid was safe. But best believe I'm not saving the other kids.
Nope.
After that, it was back to throwing items. Eventually, I upgraded the bench to level 4, built the giant bed, and breezed through the stronghold. I survived 99 nights in 104 minutes. But before I left, I built an oil drill for good measure. Yeah, this might be the dumbest way to play 99 nights. 99 nights, but I play in first person. First, I needed to practice my aim. Okay, let's go. Right away, the game felt completely different. But honestly, I kinda like it. I saved the first kid, upgraded my fire to level 4. I had a close call saving the second kid. Yeah, let's stick to ranged weapons. I only had 1 major problem. I couldn't rearrange my hotbar because my mouse was stuck in the middle of the screen.
Nope.
But then I discovered a workaround. The missing kids board, and even better, the map. Problem solved. Shortly after, I found a giant sack. Then another, and another.
Oh my God.
Quickly, I was at an 8 times multiplier with all 4 kids saved. I took out the volcano cultists and made some sacrifices to achieve the max multiplier. Then I wiped out the stronghold. And of course, I get a riot shield. All that was left was the alien mothership. Bro, I was cooking these aliens. Earth wins again. I managed to survive 99 nights in only 66 minutes. Honestly, it's pretty fun to play like this. 99 nights, but I play on a controller. Only about 3% of Roblox players use a controller, and it shows because most games are not built for it. And it doesn't help that I'm also just awful on controller. I started by figuring out the controls. L3 to sprint, triangle to store items, right D-pad for the map. I saved the first kid, but my pace was painfully slow. The biggest problem was switching between items. If I got into danger, I couldn't easily switch to heals or another weapon. Nope. Not to mention my terrible aim. It took me until day 49 just to max the campfire. Despite all that, I took extra precautions, saved the final kid, and even got the best armor in the game. By day 66, I was ready for the stronghold. Somehow I beat it, and of course, I got another thorn armor.
Oh my God.
At this point, I was feeling good. It was day 75. I just needed to coast to the finish line. And then, I let my guard down for 2 seconds, and managed to die to a cultist raid. Yeah, I think I'm sticking to keyboard. This is secretly the most broken class in 99 nights. I wanted to try a challenge. Survive 99 nights without using any fuel. My only way to upgrade the fire was wood. So of course, I picked the lumberjack class. I was able to cut down every tree in the starting area in record time. And despite the game trolling me twice on only day 1, the challenge was still way too easy. That's when I realized how broken this class actually is. Normally, you plant some saplings by the fire, and after a few days, you only have 1 or 2 left. But this time, the number of saplings just kept increasing. There was no end in sight. So for 70 gems, you basically get infinite wood. 99 nights, but I don't upgrade the fire. Last time I tried this, I failed on day 56. But this time, I had a foolproof strategy. First, I was using the lumberjack class. Basically, infinite wood. But how will I get scrap? Turns out, there's a trick. If you don't light the fire on night 1, a wolf spawns right before day 2. Kill it, get a wolf pelt, trade it for an old rod, and the run officially began. I started fishing, upgraded the bench, and built a regular bed for a nice 3 times multiplier. And yeah, I now had more wood than I could ever use. The first cultist raid was easy. The second wasn't as smooth. But once 2 crossbow cultists spawned, I nearly died. I realized I needed to play way safer. By day 34, I pushed the bench to level 3 and set my sights on the good bed. So I fished all the way to day 49. I finally got a 4x multiplier and was eyeing a lightning rod. But that night was a cultist raid. I even built 2 extra walls just to be safe. But it didn't matter. I instantly got blasted down to 1 HP, ran for my life, and got sniped by a crossbow cultist. 99 nights, but I do nothing. Well, almost. My goal was to beat the game while AFKing as much as possible. I gave myself 15 minutes to save kids, build beds, gather food, and build an AFK base. There was no time to waste. My spawn was insanely lucky. 2 coals right by the fire, 2 houses right next to that, a good sack, and most importantly, 8 chairs, which gave me a ton of wood. I quickly upgraded the fire to level 4, saved the second kid, hunted for scrap, and built the good bed. Now it was time to build the perfect AFK base. Here's what I needed. Slowly, I checked items off my list. With 1 minute left, I was still missing a wall. I sprinted out and found 2 perfectly placed trees and 4 logs just sitting on the ground behind it. I placed the final wall seconds before the timer hit 0 and jumped inside. Except, I messed up. The walls were too close. I couldn't get inside my own base. I had no choice but to wall glitch. And finally, I squeezed in. For the next hour, I literally did nothing. Just cooked stew sometimes. After 80 minutes, I beat the game. Now to fight all the cultists that had come to my fire. It was raining, I had no fuel, and a hungry deer showed up to make things worse. I barely survived the night. Then I built 6 bear traps and slowly picked off the remaining cultists. And somehow, that only gave me 4 cultist gems. Can you actually fill the admin sack in 99 nights? For context, the old sack holds 5 items. A giant sack holds 25. But the admin sack has 100,000 slots. You're not supposed to fill it. So of course I tried. The moment I got it, I started vacuuming the entire map, picking up every item in sight. That didn't work. So I killed every animal I saw.
What the dog doing?
Built as many farm plots as possible. And yeah, I was nowhere close. That's when I realized the admin axe was my only hope. This thing deletes giant trees in 2 hits, which meant I could easily get an insane amount of wood. About 15 minutes into the update party, the admin axe finally spawned. And of course, I didn't get one. I asked my teammates if they could share.
Nope.
Plan B, the chainsaw. I headed to the stronghold, but I forgot it was balanced for 5 players and not 1. I died immediately.
Oh my PC.
99 nights, but I can't jump. Which means if I fall into a trap or a pond, it's over. So yeah, let's not do that. The early game went smoothly. I quickly saved the first 2 kids and built 3 beds. But without jumping, a lot of the map just becomes off limits. I had to constantly reroute. Still, I saved every kid, beat the stronghold, and built the final bed. The run was going good. Almost too good. Then came day 51. I made some stew, then headed off to the northwest. I was looting like usual when I made one tiny mistake and fell into a trap. I was completely stuck. I tried dropping my items to glitch out. That night, 2 wolves spawned nearby, but I couldn't get their attention. The deer didn't even spawn. All I could do was wait until my hunger finally ran out. If only I could reach that apple. 99 nights, but I can only walk backwards.
Would it revert, Terry?
I can't see where I'm going. Great. After getting jump scared by a wolf, I saved the first kid, except he got stuck. Eventually he got out, but he never built his tent. He just walked around the fire crying. Anyway, I had work to do. I went exploring for scrap, and it was painfully slow. So slow that my campfire actually went out. But I did find this crazy double hospital.
What is that?
By day 33, I was barely at a level 5 fire. My only hope was the oil drill. On day 68, the fire was complete. Eventually, I set off to save the 4th kid. I spotted the cave, carefully placed bear traps, and took down the bears one by one. I got rewarded with a tactical shotgun. I ran back home and finally hit the max multiplier. I had one more day, so I went to the stronghold, and my shotgun made quick work of it, even while walking backwards. Also, why does this fake cultist always show up? In the end, I beat the game in 80 minutes. Not bad for never facing forward. Nobody understands fishing in 99 nights. I recently did a run where I didn't upgrade the campfire, and the amount of comments asking, how did you get scrap, was honestly concerning.
Bro, you can't fish for scrap.
First of all, yes, you can fish in 99 nights. The wiki even calls it a major game mechanic, which is funny, because almost nobody uses it, and there's not a single achievement related to fishing. Anyway, fishing doesn't just give fish. You can pull scrap, ammo, cultist gems, even an old boot.
Oh my god.
At first, I thought fishing was insanely overpowered. It's not. There are 6 different lakes, but the important ones are these 3. Small pond, spawns at the campfire. Algal pond, campfire level 4 to 5. Bone pond, campfire level 6. The levels of the fishing rod correspond to these lakes. Technically, the bone pond has the best loot, but good luck actually fishing there. You're dealing with lightning, wolves, the deer, and running back and forth nonstop. A proper fishing setup usually takes 200 plus days, and that's after upgrading your rod. For my challenge run, fishing was useful. But even then, in the small pond, I averaged maybe 5 scrap per day. The only real use right now is for taming animals. So unless you have to fish, you're better off doing literally anything else. 99 nights, but I can only use the old axe, the worst weapon in the game, besides the air rifle. On my first try, I died trying to save the first kid. On my second try, I got down to 1 HP, ran back to camp, healed up, and let's just say I understand it now.
I understand it now.
Except it wasn't going to get any easier.
Oh my god.
13 hits to chop a single tree. I could deal with wolves, but alpha wolves and bears were a lot more dangerous. I spent most of my time looting and chopping trees, which is when I found this ruby chest. And I managed to pull the thorn armor. Basically, the only item that actually helps in this challenge. My luck was good for once. Then that night, the meteor event hit. This was massive. I sprinted to the meteor workshop, mined shards, and upgraded my old axe. Now I had a golden old axe, which is still worse than a good axe. But chopping trees went from 13 hits to 7, almost twice as good. Same for the damage. Now I was ready to save the other kids. I used giant trees and saplings to trap the animals at each cave, then picked them off one by one. Cultist raids were no longer a problem. I built the final bed, the oil drill, and even beat the stronghold. For the last kid, I planted trees, created the perfect gap, and got to work. It took so long that I reached day 100. But on night 104, I killed the final bear, grabbed the gray key, and completed the challenge. This might be the unluckiest way to die in 99 nights.
But what the hell, boy?
I was trying to beat my personal best run of just under 67 minutes, all while using the cheapest class in the game. I needed to play perfectly to beat my record, so that's what I did. I quickly built 3 beds and saved 2 kids. After I found a real weapon, I achieved the max multiplier on just day 43. That put me on pace for a 65-minute run, and that's where I got greedy. If I built the temporal accelerometer, I could skip 1 or 2 nights and get close to a sub-60-minute run. I beat the level 2 stronghold and upgraded the bench to level 5, but I still needed 3 more gem fragments. And with the stronghold closed, my only hope was to open ruby and gold chests. On day 79, I finally pulled a gem fragment. But I was running out of time. I couldn't afford to spend the nights at my campfire.
Nope.
So when night arrived, I just kept looting. But this is where it all went wrong. Just the day before, I had used my final bandage. Right before nightfall, I used my final shotgun bullet. Suddenly, I had 2 bears, the deer, and an alpha wolf chasing me. But that's when I noticed something weird. No matter how many times I used my flashlight, the deer was still right behind me. And yeah,
Chicken jockey.
then came my final mistake. I ran directly into an ice rink. Yeah, this game definitely hates me. 99 nights, but I can only open 3 chests. Those 3 chests have to give me my weapon, armor, axe, inventory, and flashlight. So obviously I picked the gambler class. I have to open the first 3 chests I see. First chest, leather armor, a good axe, then finally a spear. Here's my entire loadout. Honestly, not bad. The spear made saving the first 2 kids easy, but my biggest problem was inventory. And with no flashlight, going out at night was sketchy. But still, I easily saved the 3rd kid. Then I ran into my first real test, a ruby chest. I wanted to open it so badly, but I couldn't. I promised myself I'd come back on day 100. Then came my second test, which I failed miserably. A strong axe was sitting right in front of me, and yeah, I picked it up. But let's ignore that. After my run using only an old axe, this one felt easy, even with just a spear. I only came close to dying once. By day 96, the only thing between me and a ruby chest was a cultist raid. They never stood a chance. I beat the game in 75 minutes. But yeah, I didn't care. I could finally open chests again. Speedrunning 99 nights with the new snowman class. This class gives you the snowball cannon and a beanie, which at least looks cool, I guess. First, I had to level it up.
But what the hell, boy?
Then I unlocked an extra perk. Surely this time I could beat my record. I saved all 4 kids by 24 minutes and built the final bed at 33 minutes. It was day 48, which put me on pace for a 61-minute run. But to break an hour, I would need this thing. I immediately cleared the stronghold and started hunting for gem fragments. I got 1 on my first chest and upgraded the crafting bench. I just needed 2 more. But yeah.
But what the hell, boy?
61 minutes and 39 seconds. A new record. Anyway, how good is the snowman class? The cannon is cool, but too weak for late game. The beanie does nothing, at least for now. But it only costs 100 gems, so I give it a 6 out of 10. 99 nights, but I can only use half of the map. To decide which side, I flipped a coin. Heads equals left, tails equals right. Left side it is. You always spawn facing west, so at least I won't lose instantly. How long this run takes depends entirely on kid spawns. There's a real chance I can't save any of them. But after finding a ruby chest on only day 1, I knew my luck was going to be good. 3 out of the 4 kids were on the left side of the map. So after maxing the campfire and surviving a few raids, I was at an 8x multiplier. At that point, the only goal left was to complete my half of the map. Yeah, let me buy the ice skates. All done. This was the final map. I beat the game in 71 minutes. But wait, I accidentally filled in 1 single tile on the right side of the map.
Are you serious, my brother?
Let's fix that. And the campfire too while we're at it. 99 nights, but I can't cut down any trees.
But what the hell, boy?
First, I had to make it out of the starting area. Normally, there's 1 coal by the fire, but that only gets it to 98%. After a few tries, I got a pile of logs instead of a coal. The early game felt normal. There was enough wooden chairs from buildings to upgrade the bench to level 3, build the first 3 beds, and even a crock pot. But then everything slowed down. I kept saving kids and exploring. My scrap kept climbing, but my wood was completely stuck. I didn't find a single log for days, but at least I could put my extra scrap to good use.
What is that?
On day 67, I was able to upgrade the crafting bench, but I was only able to find 1 more pile of logs. I had explored almost the entire map and even used the chair from the stronghold. I was stuck at 17 wood. My last hope was all the way on the west side of the map. But while passing a house I had looted on day 1, I randomly decided to double check it. And there they were. 3 logs, still sitting in the fireplace. I sprinted home and built the final bed just in time for day 100. And since I still had scrap left, I tried to make a shelf base that actually works.
Are you serious, my brother?
99 nights, but I can only use snowballs. One of the weakest weapons in the game. And unlike the snowball cannon, I have to harvest every single one by hand. Before I could even fight, I had to buy the snow shovel. After upgrading the fire, I went looting for spare change. But since each shovel only gives 2 snowballs, most of my gameplay looked like this. After painfully shoveling 100, I saved the first kid. Another 100 for the second. And that's when it stopped being funny. A single cultist takes around 30 snowballs, and a bear takes 70, which meant every fight went like this. Throw snowballs, run out, shovel more, repeat. There was no time to explore, and I couldn't afford to waste snowballs on a bunny foot. By day 90, I hadn't saved the last kid. I still had a good axe and a good sack, so I locked in. I spent every extra second shoveling snow. After 15 straight minutes, I finally had 559 snowballs. Surely that would be enough. I went to the final cave and slowly picked off the bears. But it took so long that I ran out of time. That set me back 200 snowballs. After another day of shoveling, I was finally able to save the last kid and get the ruby chest. 99 nights, but I have no enemies. I'm not allowed to attack anything, from cultists to a bunny. My plan was to build a wall around the fire as fast as possible, but first I needed food. I looted scrap until I could build a crock pot, then chopped every tree in sight and built a wall. When the first cultist raid hit, I trapped them using wood storages. From there, I played it safe. Beds, farm plots, fire upgrades. In every raid, I trapped the cultists. That worked for a while.
Are you serious, my brother?
Then I finished stage 2 of the base, saplings. Cultists wouldn't even try to get in now.
Nope.
So I snuck out and saved the first kid using the sled glitch. But then everything went wrong. The cultists had managed to get in my base while I was gone. I was forced to run to the North Pole, and I could have waited out the challenge, but I wouldn't let the cultists win that easily. While saving the third kid, I planned my revenge. On day 94, I set the trap. I lured all the melee cultists to the North Pole and trapped every single one. The crossbow cultists were harder, but I still managed to catch 3 of them. And I was finally able to enjoy my peaceful campfire. But I might have forgot one. 99 nights, but I can only use the taming flute. I picked the Beastmaster class, and it was only level 1, which might come back to haunt me. Anyway, I started by taming 5 bunnies, but it turns out bunnies don't even attack. And after I saw this wolf...
What the dog doing?
I just started over. Then my wolf somehow lost this 1v1.
Are you serious, my brother?
Third time's the charm. After 2 days, I was finally able to save the first kid. Then I completed my 5 wolf army. The first cultist stood no chance. Same with the alpha wolves. My wolves took some damage at the third kid, but I had plenty of food to heal them. After maxing the fire, I was ready to save the final kid. And yeah, my wolves were not ready to fight 6 bears. In order for my wolves to attack, I first needed to take damage. But they kept chasing me 2 at a time. I ran for my life while trying to get my wolves to attack, but they were too slow. This is where the level 2 class would have helped. And to make things worse, the bears stacked on top of each other, doubling their attack range. But at least my dogs won in the end.